My name is Lawrence Green. I am Director of Operations for Food and Beverage for the space at the Exchange Place meets Stacey William meets Beaver Street. Where we're doing Cornwall Coffee Hall as well as the immersive theatrical show. I think the working title is Life and Trust. And so I'm here just to give you an update, to introduce myself, so you know someone to a face, to a name, to a phone number.
I don't know where.
We are ready to open the coffee shop part of it. Dan, we would like.
1 minute, so I can update everybody. This is Submersive that came to us 3 years ago. I'm trying to-
Yeah, February of 2020.
Yeah, and what we did is we went and protested up to the SLA. And the SLA overruled us in a number of ways and gave them a bunch of stipulations, and which I have here, and they gave them their license. So they're going to open with these stipulations. Mr. Green, would
Yep.
do you have a card with you?
I don't have a business card.
Would you give me your number?
Yes, you ready?
I'm ready.
718
Uh-huh,
915
uh-huh.
1221.
1221.
Yep. And Zach has that as well.
Okay, I just,
He
yeah,
has my email address.
fine.
Yeah, where on the schedule is this?
It didn't come, they
Never
had
been on
invited
the
them.
agenda.
It's supposed to
very
be on the
first
agenda,
thing. It's
very
number
updated.
two.
It's number one,
What's the exchange?
number one.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So how come they were given a license when the whole neighborhood didn't want them here?
Because she told, do you remember us meeting, were you up on,
Yeah.
when we all went to protest?
No, I didn't go to protest. I was at the
She
meeting.
said, these are the things we will give them. And I had the whole list in front of me. So Lawrence, you can tell it's not a happy crowd, but welcome.
Thank you. And happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
So, that, with that understanding, the coffee shop part of this whole enterprise, we're ready to open to the public. Would like to open on Monday. That the operating hours will be starting at 7:30 a.m. Through 9 p.m. The theater side of it, the performance, the show, we're in rehearsals right now, and we're hoping to be up and running at some point in April.
What I would appreciate is if before you come, you open in April, you let us
Oh,
know.
100%.
So the coffee shop will serve,
Coffee,
Lunch
tea,
or-
lunch,
yeah.
breakfast and lunch,
okay, and no dinner.
no dinner. And we're gonna, while we're waiting for the show to open, we may push the dinner, the lunch food a little later into the afternoon. That's the plan.
And you'll close at 9 p.m. 7 days a week?
7 days a week is the current plan. When we open the show, it won't change too much at all. As you all know, it'll be, excuse me if I remember rightly, it is Sunday at 9 p.m. last call, Monday through Thursday is 10 p.m. and Friday, Saturday's 11. So
Got it,
that's fine with us.
okay.
Um,
And there was a whole issue, just so we're all on record, about traffic and cars.
Yeah.
And you were going to have somebody, there was a whole, I don't have the
Viewing.
plan.
Hey, Susan, I don't know if you can hear me. This is Alex Victor. How are you?
I'm kind of, oh, hello, Alex Victor.
Zooming in from Denver. Greetings.
Figure that's where you're from.
I was
So
speaking
we're-
with Lawrence before, and you're absolutely right. Part of the deal was we had Sam Schwartz when we were doing the application. When the show is open, we're sticking with that agreement. We're going to have them come back and take another look at how the operations are going and see if they say to do anything different. The only other thing I'll sort of say, to be more technically correct, the 9 o'clock closing times that Lawrence was talking about, you know, they may close earlier than that, but that's not to be construed as like a stipulation. We have the hours that they have. They're just,
The 9 is the 9 and we all.
that is what they may do. It could be 9:30, but like they have a 10 o'clock, they have a 10 o'clock time. I think they're going to close earlier than 10 o'clock
Yes.
anyway, but we're not stipulating to change the hours from the okayed 10 o'clock time to 9 o'clock. He's just saying,
I have it here.
practical matter, we're probably going to be closed by 9.
Yeah. So you will, before you open, with your show, you will get us, at least 30 days. We need a traffic plan. We need for you have promised us that.
Hold on a sec. Sorry. We have the traffic plan. The deal was that after we'll tell you about the show when we'll give you the opening date when it's actually known. But the deal was that after they have the show open, that was when Sam Schwartz would come back to say, okay, everything that we recommended, makes sense. Or do we have other recommendations now that we have a real show to consider?
Well, if I remember correctly, when the show opens, you were going to make sure that someone was there and making sure that the neighbors, that there wouldn't be honking and traffic and all of that at the very beginning, not 2 days later.
No, that's right. Well, I think we're both saying the same thing, and we built in some belt and suspenders. There's a traffic plan and a traffic management plan that's to go into effect. What we're saying is that was created in a hypothetical vacuum of what we proposed as the show. Once we have the show, they can come back and say, hey, are these wayfinding signs working? Do you need to put somebody here? Is there a better way to do this, with an actual show, as opposed to here's what we're going to recommend based on what you propose?
Okay.
Do you have the proposal, Susan? No.
I don't know whether I do. What, you could get it to us.
Yeah.
Send it to
Yeah.
Amesh. I would appreciate it.
No, but the plan is to have all those proposals in place before we open,
I
and
understand.
then
Yeah.
review it to make sure it's, tweak it and make it better.
The other issue that as a community we've been experiencing is, and we have talked about it with you, it wasn't just traffic of vehicles.
Yeah.
It was traffic of people, and the idea of people standing out under people's windows where people live, smoking pot, smoking cigarettes, whatever the hell they want to
So
smoke.
the plan is, as we agreed to, we built out indoors in the space, a room that can accommodate those people in the beginning to get them off the street. And then the plan is, once they leave, to have monitors and people outside to make sure they disperse quickly and efficiently, and are not like sitting outside saying how wonderful the show was,
Okay.
or any of the other things.
Pat,
So they want to know, so why, is it on, are you on the agenda? Is he on the agenda?
he's number one.
I don't have an agenda in front of me. So the public knew that he was coming, that they were coming?
Yeah, but they
Okay, so
did.
I'm just curious about, we had like 100 people show up so where are they now?
Well,
But that's not his.
They must not have
fault.
realized. They must never realize.
Are they aware that he was coming?
well, I think they notified, some of the neighbors, the building they're in. Did you notify them?
About,
That you were
You're
coming to this
opening the
meeting
coffee
tonight.
shop,
the building knows we're coming here.
and so does 3 Hanover.
Zach has reached out to us and said, please come to this meeting just to give us an update on where we're at.
That's what I asked.
And I think, moving forward, I'm the person that's gonna be coming to the community board meetings so that, whether it's a little one or a big, large meeting, you can address any concerns.
Well, yeah, if there are concerns, you'll be coming to our meeting, which is quality of life.
Cool, yeah.
We just have the licenses.
Yeah.
All right.
We listen to all the complaints.
Hopefully it'll all go smoothly.
Yeah, we're also, hopefully by the end of this week, I'll have a number that people can call as well
In real time.
in real time, yeah.
That would be great,
Yeah.
and you'll give that to Zach.
Yes, 100%, yeah.
Mariama.
Yeah, I just wanted to add an adjective to what you were saying before, that the community was also concerned, particularly because people were going to be drunken, or they expected to be drunken. And they based that, in many cases, on their own experience, having gone to some of these shows in other areas, more appropriate, what they felt were more appropriate areas, like the Meatpacking District, Chelsea, where there's more
Even
space.
Broadway.
Yeah,
right.
so drunken people having to watch some kind of naked show, all wired and hyped up, smoking and whatnot, was the concern. Yes.
I can, in speaking to that, I can talk about our other show at the McKittrick at Seton Hall,
Yeah, that was.
where our guests average 1.5 drinks a person, and that's alcohol and non-alcohol.
Well, one person could have 10 drinks and
Right.
another, 3 people can have 1 drink, so the
Well, I'm
math,
just
the
saying,
math,
average is not the.
I know, but-
We know.
the math
I
is.
think, Lawrence, this is just.
Yeah.
No, everybody's on edge, Alex, Victor. And so we just want to make sure it runs smoothly, that you're in communication with us, that people can be in communication with you, Lawrence, and that there's a real live number if
Yeah.
there's an issue.
100%.
The last thing anybody wants is police and all the stuff that comes with that, all right? That's it.
So, yeah, I'm here,
Thank
No,
you.
and I'll make sure you guys have the number and email. Everything.
I appreciate, we
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
You also.
take care.
Okay. Bye. Thank you. When, the date for opening is.
Coffee shop on Monday.
It's-
Well,
I'll be calling shop up for
coffee shop
We
on
have to go back to our
public.
regular.
The show probably with rehearsals is going to be late April, I think. But we'll give you plenty of, as things get better, we'll know more exact dates, so you'll be the first to know.
And the traffic.
Driving plan, I'll make sure the proposal goes to Zach and Susan tomorrow, and as we said, again, once we're open, we'll review that whole plan to make sure it's the best case scenario, yeah.
You don't want to go to her committee if you think I'm tough.
You don't want to get it. You don't have to.
All right, thank you.
I love that.
All right, thank you so much.
Bye. All right, so,
A musical?
we're not gonna do any of our discussion. So we're not doing any of those. We're going to Tribeca. Okay, everybody? Off to Tribeca. 293 Church Street.
Are you all here?
Yeah, I just want to little prefatory remark. In case people don't have long memories about this, this was a location that was previously before us. And quite frequently, the applicant came, present his name. He's no longer connected to this, was Zach Normandin. And it was quite a problematic application.
Which one is it?
Here, 293 Church.
This one.
Yeah,
The one
yeah,
where-
it's the same location. And it very well may present some of the same problems that we have now with really.
Guys have.
This is mine.
Yeah.
So that's yours.
Drink it.
291.
So,
Thank you.
It's been White and Walker.
all right, so we have hands online and whatever, but first let's go over. Would you like to make a presentation to us? Thank you. First, and go through it all. Sure. Before we pounce on you.
And also, do you have anyone online?
I'm sorry?
Is the principal or anybody?
The principal's here to speak.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. So Rosa Ruiz, representative for the applicant of Robin Stewart Church LLC, located at 293 Church Street. Proposed hours of operation are 7 a.m. to 12 a.m., 7 days a week. Mostly primarily closing by 9 p.m. I put 12 just in case maybe they wanted to start one a little later.
Can you speak up and maybe a little bit more slowly?
Oh, sure. So maybe just in case someone
The owl
something
there.
earlier.
And yeah, speak into that.
I hear him.
Being
Ah.
recorded.
Oh, okay. I have a little bit of a sore throat.
Okay.
They will have outdoor dining, recorded music, DJ on occasion, mostly primarily background music. And this will be operated as a cafe retail store serving beer and wine.
So, my, what I don't know is how much outdoor seating you have that number of seats, you give me 16, is that possible? I don't think it is.
You don't think it
I
is?
think it's
Is that a
figured
shed
out.
or is it outdoor? Is it a shed or is it a sidewalk?
I don't know, we're not there yet, I'm in indoor,
Oh, you're in.
Oh, you're
I'm not
inside.
even outdoor.
Okay.
So, what's
Not
the
a big
capacity?
space. It's not a big space. Public assembly capacity, 67.
Yes.
Okay, so you have
So
a dining area
so
that
inside-
says number of seats 10,
Yes, so number of seats inside 10.
and the
Six-
bar area 6?
Yes,
That's 16 people.
yes,
That's what you expect?
yes. So the dining is going to be 16 because then the, no, go ahead.
No, my name is Gianluca Triano. I'm representing.
Yeah, please, speak up, stand up. Absolutely. You're entitled to speak.
Come a little closer over here.
Please go speaking to the owl on the.
Sure. So, it's a new concept, in the sense that, it mix a cafe, normal cafe, and that's why we also would like to have the liquor license, like a small liquor license for small events. So the cafe has a space in the center of the area, and there are few tables, of course, for the cafe. The rest of the store, divided from the table of the cafe, is a sort of pop-up store. So we will display art of artists that want to have their art. In this case, right now is like picture, but can be any kind of art. It's not what I was told it was before. That's like completely different concept. It's not like a club, a speakeasy. It's a completely different thing. So the base again is a cafe. So we would like to have included some alcohol for small events, presentation of books or whatever. These people that come for medium, small periods. That's a concept of revolving. Like we want to have the cafe fix, and then artists
Yeah,
and people that
yeah.
move around and rent the spaces.
How many little booths?
Uh, 2 to 3 maximum for this location
And in the.
and the walls. So
Around.
Yes.
You have the big area and then you have these.
correct.
So it's like we'll have art and you can have coffee. I just want to get the concept.
Yes, it
And
can
you will
be
have people come walk and sit and have beer and wine in the afternoons.
correct.
You'll go,
The two things are not connected in the sense that the cafe is open,
Right.
cafe hours.
coffee.
If there are some artists or someone that want to present their book and doesn't have a location in New York City and don't want to go to Barnes and Nobles, but something different, they can have a space dedicated. That's why the soft music Rosa was mentioning before. And of course, alcohol, if there are some events, not late night, not, again, it will not become club.
For that.
It's just for presentation.
So two things, and then I'm gonna call on my committee every time
Please.
you're there. One, if you're gonna serve beer and wine and we give you that, that's fine. If you're gonna serve hard alcohol, that's a special event and you have to apply for that.
No, yeah,
No,
that's
yeah,
different.
No, you're not
Oh,
gonna do it.
No, they can't do that without, if somebody applied for a one-day permit.
Yes.
This is
You understand.
When we
Yeah.
speak about beer and wine, it's still alcohol, so that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but they're saying like whiskey.
Hard alcohol.
No, we don't go to alcohol.
So before I call on my committee, I have another question.
Please.
And the lawyers can correct me. I have 3 of them in the room that I know of at the moment. I thought that on Sundays, you can't serve alcohol before 10 o'clock.
You can't.
That's right.
Yeah,
But
Lawyers
yeah.
can talk,
10 a.m. No, not night. So, but just so you know. Okay.
so that'll be changed.
We're good with that. Like,
Yes.
what we want to do is like having events for people that is renting the spaces But special events, it's not like everyday event.
Well, that's the next question.
How big are these events?
Well, they can't be
The
more than six
capacity,
or
if we
seven.
have people, that's the capacity we will follow.
Okay. So how many do you anticipate?
Do you think we would have any,
How many events?
You got it.
Say 2 a month, probably the max.
Okay, we'll put that, that'll go in our stipulations with you. We'll give you 24. We'll give you 24. And if for 2 months you don't do it and 1 month you have two more,
Can be cumulative in
Yeah.
a year.
yeah, you get two,
No, of course.
24 all in 1 month.
No, no,
Yes,
no.
absolutely.
No, but
we will
again,
give you-
back to the concept,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't want to become like a club or whatever. We want to be very serious because we want to open different location with this concept
Okay,
where we mix, and sorry if I make a strange example, Starbucks with Airbnb. Like we want to have like a cafe, like a nice place where you can go and enjoy a tea or coffee.
I hope it's better. than
And on the other
Starbucks.
side, having,
We have
sorry?
it already. I hope it's better than Starbucks.
it's much better. Well, I'm French Italian, so we are very, very attentive to the quality.
all right.
So 12 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah, it's too late on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
surprised you didn't say that.
I'm waiting for you, I'm always ready.
I don't want to be the heavy. I don't.
I'll be the heavy, 12 o'clock
Yeah,
on Sunday.
But I want experience, I think personally we will not have events on Sunday.
Well, what she's really talking about, we have a little, hello, we know you, come in and sit down, please. We really don't like you to be open later than 10 o'clock, serving anything
We
on
will not
Sunday.
open till the 10
Well, we'll
o'clock.
put that in, okay, it's the only.
Yeah, correct. No, no.
fine.
What we want to do is like a afternoon, events, not more than that. Like we want to be more like as the air. The art shops that are around us.
Just the whole trifecta. Great. So other thing is the AD accessibility. I'm looking at the ADA.
So you mean for,
Yes.
so we have a ramp, we added, so we have the sign and anytime someone require the entrance, we can put the ramp for.
Like immediately,
having
they
access
don't have to wait for a period of time.
Absolutely, no, it can be like 2 minutes.
Okay. And the bathrooms too?
Yes, we have bathrooms, they are accessible for people with disabilities.
Okay, great.
All right, sir.
Okay, so, can you tell, or can Onej tell if there's anybody from the community who wanted to speak?
Okay, but we're not finished.
Yeah.
We're not,
Yes.
so
My,
anybody else,
my
carry
question
on.
was pretty much answered because I was unclear as to alcohol, like in the coffee, like Irish coffee or something, or, but then they clarified it with the beer and wine. So there's gonna be no.
But he is
wine.
back.
It's French, let's do that.
So, if you want.
If I get some Prosecco.
Right.
She was saying to-
I thought you said you were French and Italian.
Yeah, but the Prosecco is Italian. The wine will be French, will be in South for me.
All right, Francis has a question.
Help me understand your outdoor seating arrangements.
So the other seating is basically from also the previous people that were there. There is like the possibility of putting on the size of the front, the front entrance, like few tables. I think the maximum that was there before was like maximum 4.
Yes, I think so.
So we will do.
So, okay,
That's
so
a
you're gonna
sidewalk.
do it based on
That's a
approval from
There is
the,
a sidewalk and it would be, instead of the parking, there will be the sitting area outside.
are you doing the roadway?
No, you're talking about sidewalk cafe as opposed to, are you doing roadway, are you doing a shed, or are you doing a sidewalk cafe?
They're different.
Right, right.
You don't want to go to,
So we
you
can-
decide,
Can we do that? I don't know, like,
We can talk about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we can get back to you with that. Like, we don't have anything right now, even with, but
So we will,
Well, that'll be stipulation.
yeah,
Because you know, the sidewalk,
to know.
shed, you have to take it down, put it back up, you can only
Yeah,
have a
that's-
certain amount.
yes, you have-
that's probably what we want
I
to
need
do.
you all
Yeah.
speaking.
But
Mhm.
as so far, like even again, if it's never been used, there is like a private part in metal outside that we put just a table and 2 chairs. But still, it's not like the outside that we are using or going.
All right, well, you'll come back with us,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
okay? That's,
Bring some pictures.
okay. So, if, we're gonna go online to ask if anybody has any questions. And then we're gonna move on because we have. a
I'm
big
sorry,
agenda.
hold on, about the petition, what are the addresses on here?
Yeah, most of them
You
are pretty
looked at it?
close, like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
they
of
were
them
good.
are right there, some of them are not.
Sure.
I mean, they're there. Okay, it's neighborhood. So, keep me see, who's on first?
Somebody's muted already. They need to go
What
on.
is that, an alien? What's going on there? Bradley, you may speak. You can go ahead. We can't hear you, Bradley.
unmute yourself.
He's unmuted. We can't hear him. Bradley, we're gonna come back to you. Audrey? You may unmute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Who's that?
You can speak up.
This is Andre Sutland. You
Yes.
unmuted
Go
me. Can I speak now?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. I'm speaking for I live in the adjacent building. I speak for my neighbors. We vehemently opposing a liquor license for this place. The previous, and the reason for that is that this space has, this location has space in the back where most of the social events take place. That area is directly adjacent to the building, to our building. There's less than 4 foot or 6 foot distance between that space, the skylight that they have in the windows of my apartment, in my kids' bedrooms. So any noise, there is no noise insulation. So anything, even people speaking, not screaming, people just having a conversation, we can hear it. There were numerous complaints about the previous tenant there who tried to have similar events, social events, parties. We sent the logs of the calls to the police. We objected to this before. They were granted the license. The complaints continued, and we asking you not to repeat the same situation again, please. And I previously sent the picture of, I would like to show you the picture again of what that space looks like from the back, how close it is to other buildings. And there are 3 apartment buildings, residential buildings surrounded it, that will be affected by any noise. And definitely no DJ or live music there. That's just having DJ in the room next to you.
Okay, thank you. So I have a question. The outdoors, the backyard, or the space, you said,
Yeah, there's not outdoors in the backyard.
No, but there's a glassed-in area which extends beyond the building line.
okay, I don't see any pictures of that here. So,
What's back there?
nothing,
Is
there's,
that, like from that picture, basically is on the ceiling behind.
you have,
like,
it's
up
open,
there.
it's a glass.
Yeah.
Do you have sound mitigation? Is there something that you can do? I think most of all, my sense is, and I may be wrong, that for your daily activities, it's not going to be an issue. But if we're giving you 2 buyouts or 2 events per month, in some way, and you intend to have some music and whatever, you say a DJ and recorded music, and this is going to affect your neighbors, there's something that has to be mitigated here.
We can
So
work
this
on
doesn't
some kind of
happen again.
insulation, but what I wanted to reiterate that probably I said before is that we don't want to go too far with the event. It would be like a late afternoon event, so it's not something,
Your
well,
hours.
my kid doesn't go to sleep before 8, so before 8 for sure,
yeah,
everything would be,
7 days a week.
And he's open much later than
but
that.
the events will be just, will be just
So
2
Susan-
times a month. The rest, I'm not sure that we're making.
I
that much
understand,
effect every day.
but 2 times a month for the neighbors is a problem.
No, no, absolutely.
Especially if it's on a
Even
Tuesday and a
if before
Wednesday.
8,
Susan,
That's what I want.
how about an extra, a sub stipulation on the event to a month, then the shorter hours, because you said it'd be more like the late afternoon.
Correct,
So for
thank
the
you.
2 a month, not the 10 o'clock, but the 8 o'clock, not 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock,
Or even,
I don't, I like, I don't.
like a sub stipulation for those events.
My
sorry,
stipulation.
what are we talking about? Is it a skyline?
One
What
week.
is it?
Yeah,
Skyline.
skylight.
Yeah,
and
that's-
always
that's-
that.
that's-
But glass back is option too.
and you see basically the building behind that, but like,
Can't you have the sound?
we can, we changed a couple that were like ruined from the previous owner.
So I want to know, is the person online complaining about weekends or during the week?
Andre, you can unmute.
Yes, Andre, yes, hi. It's
Hi.
primarily
Andre, did you have a
in the
problem?
evening when there were events, so, you know, with the previous occupant, these events went into 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, and you can see, I mean, I can share the noise complaint logs when they were made. So
Okay, but was this like on a Wednesday night and a Tuesday night?
this was Friday night, Saturday night, it's, you know, usually it was on the weekends. And then the skylight is a huge problem. People had parties and they had projected light, you know, they had light projections right into my windows.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish.
I understand, Andre. What we understand here, this is not going to be like that, and we are going to have certain stipulations that we put in terms of evening. They're not going to have big evening events more than
What's the
twice.
previous place? Was it a restaurant?
Well,
Was
that's
it
her-
speakeasy? What was it?
It was an amalgam of something sort of like that, which was really supported by large parties.
So it was a party place,
It was mostly a party.
but this is an
place.
event.
No, this is not,
space.
this is not.
That's different. I'm not sure, but how different. That's the problem.
But this doesn't even, isn't even requesting a liquor license. It's just.
And there
purely,
were, but the hours are still late. Some of the hours are till midnight, so it's.
So what I'm saying is, party place, people get drunk, they go outside, they smoke cigarettes, they make noise. If this is an event space, I mean, we've all been to art galleries and art, you
No,
know,
if you want
events.
to leverage the standard, it will not be like a speakeasy or a club. It's
So
something
how
where you
about-
go to spend your time.
How about if we do this? How about when you have your 2 events a month, we give you, I don't want to put in days,
Right.
tell you specific
time.
days, but I would say that those events don't go past 10. Those two
That's
events, okay? And
Also,
I can also say before 9, till 9,
So-
if that makes a.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Mitch tells me I better take it.
right.
No, I mean, he's willing to.
Guys, the other thing issue though is that, you know, when people, now you can't smoke anywhere. So, you know, when people are outside smoking and they've had a glass of wine and they get relaxed and with friends, they start, you know, their voices get a little high. So if you just have someone who's kind of dedicated
We
around
can,
the
we
front
can
door.
monitor that, like,
Say
like
their
again,
names.
and you are all invited, of course.
Yeah.
You will see that the mood and the experience in there is not a club. It's like a
Right.
mix of an art gallery, if you want to put it
Right.
this
We're
way.
getting a lot of art
Coffee and
galleries
something.
down here, so.
I'd love it if we got real art. I'd love to get-
So.
They're willing to come back after, like, say, a year or whatever, if there's no complaints and to,
They
right?
probably will come back to ask for a full liquor license.
Well,
What kind
and the
of?
outdoor, and the outdoor seating.
Yeah.
Say about the outdoor.
Come on, Mitch. All right,
Okay.
so.
Can I just say one more thing, please? The question is not about the front of the building where the outdoor seating is. It's about the back, and it's really like the back extends so far that
There's no seating in the back.
it's adjacent to the residential. It's wall to wall to my building, essentially.
Andre, what we're going to try to do, at least for the events, and he's going to try to do, is to mitigate that space, where the sound goes. They're not outside.
He's saying they're outside.
Well,
Outside, it's about inside. It's
Outside
about-
where?
It's
the
about
back
the
of
back
the
of the
place.
building.
In the back.
And it is not outside. The back of the place, what he's saying that is from inside, closed walls
Yeah.
and
I
window,
got it.
he hear the noise. But again, we will make sure that before 9, everybody are out, music is off, and we will
Fine.
not make it a,
And our-
no, we're making it a club.
And maybe Andre and you guys can exchange numbers,
Numbers.
you
Happy
know.
to
phone
do
number.
so.
I'm sure Andre will be.
I have two other hands up.
Okay, two others, and then I'm going to ask to have the question called, please.
Okay, I have Steve. Is it Steve? Sorry, I can't read the whole. Yes, go ahead.
First of all, I want to point
Can't hear you. You'll need to speak up.
out, you can't hear me at all?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so first I want to point out that they list basement preparation for dinner. We know that they cannot have cooking facilities because they are not allowed to use the basement for anything except storage. They cannot do food prep according to the C of O, so they will never be a restaurant. There are six other small buildings on Church Street between Walker and White. Two of them already have liquor licenses. There are bars on the opposing corners, a hotel across the street, and some 13 other liquor licenses within the immediate area. The front of the space is built out as a long-standing height bar with speakers installed every 6 feet. There is a sign in the window about renting out the space, which means they lose control. They're trying to rent out the space. They're not trying to do anything. For their only event a month, they had 2 small clothing racks in the back and a velvet crowd control rope outside. Their extensive renovation, they didn't get DOB permits as required. They fully covered the windows to hide the work. The DOB has no record of the renovation, and we don't know if the work was done in code or safely. 18 surrounding households have signed that they do not want or need this bar. It doesn't serve the neighborhood in any way. Church Street would normally be empty and quiet by 10. The community board instructed the last business, as Andre said, to install sound insulation. None of this has been done. None of this has been done. This is going to be an out-of-place for-hire bar with a pop-up business to bring in a young crowd. Supporting any license greases the path to change their application to a full liquor license, as the last tenant attempted to do. They can apply for a special permit for wine and beer without your approval anytime. Please leave them that option. The Tribeca Citizen noted that they can't imagine why a retail space would need a liquor license. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, so I understand. I want us all to be on the same page, okay? I understand it is not, it is, he's gonna have some pop-up and he's gonna have art. And it really is a coffee venue, sandwiches with wine and beer.
It's a
Am I
cafe.
correct?
Yes.
A cafe.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
called
we
a
are
cafe.
talking about.
It's called the Revolving Stone
So
Cafe.
I would suggest, I'm gonna call the question, we have one more person, but that you be very careful about your, your neighbors and try to do the best you can in terms of soundproofing and figuring it out. I hope your concept works. You'd like it to work,
Right, sure.
but you've got to watch, you know?
May I add something
Yeah,
from what the
certainly.
person on the phone say? So basically, what I wanted to say is that first of all, it's a cafe. So we are asking for a liquor license just because we want to have small events, not becoming a club. The music is not loud. Everybody are welcome to come. And something wrong that I heard is that it's not a bar. It will never be a bar.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah,
And there's, if we have.
I have one more point. Since we usually constrain people on Sunday, I think we should do it here as well.
We said that we did.
We did? Okay.
We agree.
Okay, fine. Okay.
I just want to clarify what it says here with regard to the soundproofing in the application.
Okay, please.
So it says NA, I don't know, not available, not applicable, as opposed to with regard to TVs, it says none. So that makes it seem like NA doesn't mean none or not applicable. Can you describe what you mean by, like, what's gonna happen here with regard to the soundproofing?
Well, in the specific, in the front area, where the works were done and everything was done under legality, like we cover just for not showing movement of stuff. But what we will do is on the windows in the back, that's where I understood there would be a problem maybe with the soundproofing. That's where we will go and do it. We didn't know.
So you're
that-
saying soundproofing was already done in the front, they just couldn't see it being done? because it
Yes,
was
it's
covered.
done on the
And you're
wall.
also going to do it in the back now?
Yes, because I don't know if someone from the community was there in the club before, but there were a door. Now we closed all the wall on the entrance on the right side, and all that side that was like redone as a wall.
So,
Call the question.
wait, we have one more question online. Is it you, Mark?
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna give Bradley a chance. Bradley, you wanna go ahead? You need to speak up, Bradley. If we can't hear you, we're gonna have to move on.
We're gonna change the hours. We understand what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna go on.
Okay, I'm sorry, Bradley, we can't hear you. We're gonna move on. I think we have, Mark, is that you? Online? On the phone? That's all you had, your hand raised? Mark?
Okay,
Okay.
call the question
Call the question.
and a second. You wanna let this go through?
No. It was just one nice thing. But
Okay, you can tell.
Yes, I think-
Any, all in favor? A recusal? An abstention? A no, Karen is a no, and guess who else is a no? Down there.
Jean?
Jean. Their neighborhood, we do that. One of the things they do. What did you want to say, sir? Hi, Mark. Welcome.
Was he just on the phone?
Yeah, I was listening in. I have a question.
All right, well, it's over, but have
Is it recorded already?
Yeah.
You should have talked about this PFO and the building department stuff before you voted.
Mark, what's your vote?
I'm a no,
I didn't see
because of
you-
that issue.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't see you around, so I was worried. So we could go?
Have a seat.
Like, yeah, the stipulations.
Do you have a certificate, Rosa? Do you have a certificate of occupancy yet?
I think it was.
It should be here, if they have it.
Get on, you should have.
If you don't,
Reconsider.
I can't take it to the, meeting without us getting it. Okay?
Yeah, I think we sent it though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
it was
it's not in the packet.
It's supposed to be.
I think it should-
290.
Something else, Mark?
Well, and what the president said about renovations being done without permits,
Mm.
that should be investigated. Or at least,
Yeah, well, we can do that, that's easy.
I don't think
Just-
they've done anything yet. They haven't done it. There's a
whatever he
little-
was saying.
No, he said they did the renovations in the front,
Okay.
But I just heard that.
but they
They
covered it
looked, I just
because.
heard someone say they looked up, on the DOB website, and didn't see any permits, so whatever that means.
You have to post your permits.
Rosa, can you
Okay.
send us over?
Yeah, I'll send it over.
Yeah, okay.
Rosa, all of that.
Okay.
All right? You want to make sure that's all in there
Okay.
before we go to,
Okay.
okay?
Can I send it to you, Bill?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right? Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good luck.
Happy St. Valentine to everyone.
Thank you.
All right, next one is it Frank? 214. Come up, Frank. Hello.
Hi.
There it is.
What reports to being original?
Okay.
I know you have everything. Hey, everybody. How are you?
Next day, Frank.
Nice to see you, Frank.
Nice to see you. Happy Valentine's Day to all.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Here.
Share this or?
Thanks.
No, I got nothing.
Okay.
You're going to? I'm methodical. You gotta go around the table.
Karen has one.
I'm okay, all right.
I'm jumping, I'm coming back.
Come, stand up. Guys, I'd like you to meet Tequila.
How do you do?
Tequila's been operating, El Gigante in your neighborhood for the last 17 years. Without issue. With wine and beer. Where is that?
You said they've been operating 17 years?
17 years, 214 Front Street.
All right.
I know it.
You know it? I know it as well.
It's an established, it's established. You know, not Sandy, not COVID, nothing's gonna knock her down, and now we're gonna upgrade the liquor. I don't think you guys have any issues with this.
I do not. Let me see.
No, I know it. I've been there.
Working a little tight neighborhood.
And the hours
Grass
are
doesn't say
great.
anything.
What?
Is there any modification in the hours? Same hours, or everything's the same? right?
Yeah, we're not.
These addresses are good?
They did-
What's 55 Liberty Street? That's
Yes,
the
500. The pizza's lost.
What's 55 Liberty Street?
Yes.
It was.
We all know.
Nothing.
It's masked all over.
Nothing at
So
all.
can anybody, can we call the
Call the
question?
Yeah.
Second,
In retrospect, everything was.
I knew it, I knew it, I knew it then.
there is no outdoor seating, but there's sidewalks. Sidewalk.
We'll probably be coming back to you next month once things change.
Well, it's too small to have anything in the street.
Well, we actually did.
Did you really?
Actually, yes.
Do you have a picture?
Yes, approved by the city, we followed all.
That's not now. Well, you'll come back.
In October, it's all going down.
Yeah.
We're applying for the new one in March. The application
Alright.
is coming out.
And I think we'll be before you move on. Like
How many
everybody else.
seats did you have outside of that shed?
About 10 to 15, something like that.
So Frank, the hours are different.
That was
You
my,
know, they are different. I apologize. I did that.
that was my question.
Yeah, and I answered wrong. Okay, I apologize.
Right.
We did bump them slightly. Not that means we're gonna be operating that time, but we just want to have the capability not to throw people out.
What's the difference?
Like an hour.
It's 10:30 if I'm not mistaken, or
I think I
10.
bumped it to 11:30 and 12:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 11:30.
I just
He
figured,
was careful.
But it's Sunday that we're concerned about.
And
Are we concerned
Sunday-
about Sundays?
what's,
Yeah. This
Sunday,
location?
we say 10 is it,
but we've been operating for 17 years at that
but
point.
not at 11:30. Don't give me that.
On Sunday, 11:30?
What's
Have
that?
you been operating?
No, actually, we could do,
I mean, people are usually out of there. Sundays are slow. We're usually closed down by 10:30.
10:30.
Let's leave it at 10:30. So just change that to 10:30.
And, yeah. And the outdoor seating will be done at 10.
yeah.
Okay. And Saturday will be good. Are there any questions, problems?
Call the question.
Second.
All in favor? Any no's?
Yeah, I'm in favor.
Good luck, it'll be fine.
And they recently sent the old video
All
out
of you
again, so
too.
people.
All of you, Frank.
But again, they were a character in Carlitos.
We're going back to Tribeca.
That's it, this one?
I don't know the meeting.
I see where we go now.
We're back to 100 Church. Here, Mark, you can share, I don't have one.
Where's 100 Church located? Between what and what?
That's right on the other side of the post office.
Yeah.
Right
That's
across
what
the street.
The post office.
Yes.
On the corner?
Is it the,
It's
is
a-
it the
Coffee shop.
the church?
Coffee shop is on the corner.
Oh, you mean across the street this
Yeah,
way?
going south before Vessi, or north of Vessi
From the
for you.
hotel.
Yeah.
All right.
Across the
Uh,
Here, look at
This
it.
is just.
What's the cross?
Where they were having that.
I don't,
private.
what's
Barclay.
Barclay.
I think so.
It's
Far
right
south.
In a hotel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Church,
church, church,
Thank you.
hotel and a post office
Okay.
and a coffee shop.
Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, my little voice in my ear says, you can tap out, they don't have. It's a corporate change, am I
Correct.
correct? That's all you're changing.
Correct.
So
So
this
it's
is the private.
It is.
Yeah, that's the place.
Yeah, we remember.
The one
We
that
remember
people
you.
go by, no one ever knows what it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, we
Is it
remember
too
you.
expensive?
Does anyone else want?
How's that business going?
Been a wild couple of years. I've been down in Tribeca with you all for 25, and I was here for 2000 and 2021, or 20 and 21. So it's good. It's quiet.
Yeah.
So what exactly is the corporate change? What's the detail?
From the original investors, we had to convert a loan to equity and had to change it was also coming out of, shut down some of the,
Well,
we had to do a couple different
there were no
DBAs,
prices on the menu.
change the LLC.
It's too expensive
That's
for
legal
me.
stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know my favorite.
Did any of the members, original investors changed?
I think have removed one. There was two originally and removing one.
Any additional?
They are adding some in the new one, which is part of, I guess, this whole process of the renewal.
Did they have any, prior liquor license, ownership?
No.
21 Warren Street.
I was at 21 Warren for a very long time.
But the new ones do not.
Correct.
What was your place of business at?
Well, 21 Warren, I was New York Wine Company, which was the little white box right next to the kid's place. And then I applied to move the license, and then we got both on and off premise at, and the reason it's 100 Church, because there was no Barclay Street address because of the Department of Buildings at the time. We had to simultaneously get a certificate of occupancy from the Department of Buildings, all of which happened in 2020, which of course was very difficult to do because the Department of Buildings got so backed up.
So I have a couple of questions.
Please.
Are you open on Sunday till when?
I think it's 12 on the line.
Well, we have a new kind of policy. We say 10 on Sundays. That's our new kind of standard.
It's private.
This-
It's a private club, I forget.
And this is the renewal, and
All right, yeah. So I have one other question.
please.
How many TVs are you gonna have? I'm just always curious.
We,
Francis and I have a thing about it.
we have, so we have a basement as well.
Yeah,
There's 4 TVs in the basement, but there's no TV on the ground floor. And that building is all commercial. In fact, there's no
Yeah.
residential anywhere.
Right.
right,
And so it's,
okay.
How does this work as a private club? Do people have a pass or they have a?
they have a code and a fob and yeah. And, but, obviously we don't, I mean, we're there all the time, or we don't allow people when they're out there. That makes sense.
What's the material for these tables? I'm just curious. No.
We made them. It's poured resin. We
It's
have an artist, actually lives right here.
nothing to do with the application, just curious.
Yeah. No, it's real.
Very, interesting.
They're very cool, yeah. The Tribeca resident artist.
Do you have outdoor seating?
No, we have a picnic bench that sits right out.
Yeah, I remember.
One.
One,
We used to have a few. There's one now.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I removed them because I got tired of unwanted house guests, to be honest.
Yeah.
People sit there, and eat their lunch.
And there was a part of that was good, and they also,
All right. Any questions?
Call the question.
All right, all in favor? Any recusals? Any noes? Any abstentions?
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay, Gene. Go to it, don't cause us any trouble.
Okay, I won't. I haven't in a very long time.
All right,
Don't stop.
Thank you all very much.
you're very welcome.
Thanks.
Have a great
78 Leonard, are you here?
Privatized.
Okay. There you are again. Go up. They're taking sexy out, they say, but who cares? I mean, I'm not.
Oh, it's smart kitchen now?
Yeah, smart kitchen,
Yeah, the DBA will be Goa.
the DBA, yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah, number 3,
Put it up, smart.
number 3.
And we'll share.
Sexy and the.
Because we like you.
At least somebody does.
Is your representative online?
Arlia should be there on phone.
I do not have her on.
This jockey, that's several.
You can, go ahead.
Do we have a pack?
Did I call?
Is there material about this?
Do we have a packet for this?
I think.
Yeah.
Where?
It's somewhere in the middle there.
It's there. We left them out there, 78
Yeah.
Leonard Street. There's a bunch of them. So you have
Thank you.
recorded music, you're going to have a DJ and live music?
Yeah, that's my question.
So live music sometimes only, when any events is requested, not on.
Well, what do you mean by events?
Let's say if any guest want, some kind of a light, mild music, we do it only on the request, but not on a regular basis.
Okay, so how many, your capacity, I'm trying to look.
240.
It's 240, that's a lot of people, so a large venue, so you will have to fill out that form. That's a lot of people. So you intend to have weddings and parties and things like that?
If we get order, we can do a small banquet kind of event as well.
200 people?
No, not 200 people. That's a capacity. Our seating is, I think, 100, 120.
Well, I have it here, 88.
Yeah, so I think that's right.
It's, either way, it's over the 75.
Right.
Qualifies as large.
Oh, yeah, no, they had this, the stipulation thing.
The large venue one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how many, so here are your hours.
Yeah.
Till 10 PM.
Yes.
So how many events do you think you will be having where you will have music and, or a live DJ? How do you anticipate doing that?
So far, we have just got one request in the entire 1 year. So I will not say that we are getting many. I think we need to do more marketing. We have not done much.
So if you do marketing though, then you have to kind of guess how many you would like to have per month.
I think I will say not more than once in a month, but because of no liquor, we are losing all of the customers. People are coming and leaving because they come and they say, don't have liquor, they leave. So that's what we have been requesting for last few months that.
Yeah.
we can-
So that's why you're here, and that's what we're going to do. But so I want to, at least for now, if we're going to put in the resolution and the stipulation that you will have one event per month. So that gives you 12 a year. And you can put 2 in 1 month or whatever, but the maximum this time around.
Yeah.
And you can come back if there are no complaints or any problems,
Yeah.
to come back to us, all right?
All right,
Is that okay?
that's fine.
But with 120 people, the capacity being 120 people, if you, so if you had an event, you would close the whole restaurant and it
Yeah,
would be,
that's correct. Only if we get it. Again, so far we have not got any marriages.
but then you have to kind of monitor
That is correct.
outside, people smoking, talking,
Yes.
you know, traffic, you have to try to monitor.
Yes,
So you're serving Indian food.
that is correct.
You didn't put a menu in.
Our menu, again, that's Indian. I thought my attorney have given. And as I said, this is my first time here in the board. I'm not from this side. I'm from West Coast. So I'm just trying to learn the process. I'm sorry if I'm ignorant.
That's not your problem. I mean, whoever advised you.
Yeah.
But we would love to see if you have a menu, you get it to Onesh. Just send it to us.
Definitely, yes.
Okay, we have your C of O. And,
Do you have signatures?
no, we don't have signatures.
No?
No, we have signatures.
Where are,
Where?
They are in here.
are they?
No.
It should be in one of
Or
the.
photos at least of the
We have in one of
posting.
them, all right, we're gonna
Here
look,
they are. There are photos, 2 photos of posting.
They're not signatures.
but I don't have signatures.
No, you don't.
I have, if you want, I can email you.
Yeah, go ahead,
You
sir.
email it to us.
Yes, I have it. This is what I sent it to the attorney. I'm not sure why they did not. I have it on myself.
How many signatures?
15?
Are they from the building?
Yes, building and all that.
Here, Karen.
You have.
So when you have private events,
People living above you?
Yes.
Okay, you have their
Okay,
signatures?
well, 80 is next door.
you checked off no dancing, that's also for the private events, you won't have it?
Yeah. There is no regular club setting.
Okay.
I
Okay,
thought,
who got it?
I thought there was no such thing anymore as no dance.
Well, it's
Well, we might like to
ambiguous.
retain it.
So wait, before we move on, there was bathrooms. Oh, yes, bathrooms. Are they accessible?
Yes,
And their entrance is accessible, am I correct?
yes.
I think there's a picture in there, but I cannot, I don't know. Do you have a front?
We only see the door, we don't see the entranceway. You know what I mean? We only see the door. We don't, is there a stair, a
And
step?
so there's looking if you
Yeah,
can find
there is
it.
step and there is, on outside, there is an elevator as well for the building.
So how do, if you're in a wheelchair or
So
wheel,
just outside of our entrance, there is a service elevator, it takes you down.
and it works all the time?
Yes,
And is it self-operated or?
yes, you just press.
It's self-operated.
No, it was what it
I guess
is.
so, yeah.
But I can't conceptualize, so.
It is the same thing like that when they came for the cannabis, the other place, you have to
Because
go.
it's a stair, you have a step up, right?
One step up,
Yeah.
and then just outside, there is an elevator too, on the right side.
Oh, no stair involved, you just go right into the,
Yes.
into the
Go that
entrance.
It goes into the building or it goes into you?
Into the building.
And then how does if I go into the building, how do I get to the restaurant?
So we don't have a direct elevator to our unit. We have a restaurant. It's an old building, right? It's I think it's a very old building. I was told we cannot make any changes to the exterior. So there is nothing directly coming to us. There is one step and you come in, and then all the areas have wheelchair accessibility. The elevator is just outside on the right side.
So
But how
again,
does somebody get in from that elevator? How do they, this is the question. Let me see if I can be clear. For someone, if I were in a wheelchair, how would I get into your restaurant?
so in other words, we walk in the door, we get in the elevator, where does the elevator take me?
Oh, okay, got it. So not, in order to get into my restaurant, yes, so this is.
That's what it is.
So you can't get in from the
Yeah.
elevator. Okay.
So, am I wrong? Doesn't it have to be accessible?
Absolutely.
I think if I understand the law, you have to either get a ramp, a little ramp.
Give
that
me a
you
little.
Put out, or a big ramp.
Yeah.
I mean, not too big, but you know, a
I
middle
mean,
ramp.
that'd be a
Where a
great.
wheelchair could go up, or someone who can't use stairs.
Unless his grandfather.
Phil, help me out. Am I right?
This is a grandfather old building. That's what I was told. I did.
I don't know.
Phil?
Yes, and you need to be compliant with the ADA.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to find out about that.
I have my two lawyers here. It has to be part of the stipulation. You really can't open
Yeah.
till you have it.
Everyone's
You
gotta
come
be.
back or send a plan to us
Even if it's an
that
old building
you
that.
have something
Ramp.
that where there is somebody
Something
can
that's
get
built
in.
that's- You can't even get.
Even
if he's already open
Like
though?
my building, you
Is he open?
What
Yeah.
is it?
He's
Who
been
told
open.
you his grandfather, your lawyer?
Yeah.
All right, so double check with him.
Yeah, this is just for.
Good. Right, Amy's right.
So, I got it.
Yeah.
I can't give you, we can't give you the class change
Until you make the.
until you make the adjustment. I know that. We can't do it.
Well, he said his lawyer told him he didn't have to.
Well, you have the wrong lawyer. Ask one of these guys.
Well,
They're right here.
it's,
They said,
listen,
No, I don't agree with
you hear
them
the Supreme Court arguments last week, one lawyer said one thing, one lawyer said the other thing, they thought they were both right. Let's find out for sure,
Okay,
all right?
so,
It's part of the
Wouldn't the
city
easiest
code.
thing be just,
Let's
Get a little better.
find out for sure.
Right, but can I, Susan,
So-
the easiest thing to be, whatever the ruling is, just get a simple ramp
Yeah.
that does the job, and that solves everything regardless of what.
But remember, with a simple ramp, because it can't be lightweight. It's
No,
got- But he's got
But-
the capacity to be able to put it.
We shouldn't be suggesting these things, we
Right,
just need
they
to
don't
find
take
out
care of it. They
what,
have to take
if
care of
he
it.
needs it or he doesn't.
so what do we?
And if he does, then he find out what he has to do.
So can I get conditional
Of course.
and give me a timeline? I will have it.
This is my problem. I just don't,
We don't.
can I give you a conditional?
Can I ask
What is
something?
it? What are you?
No, legally, we don't know.
It's simple enough. I mean, he needs to get a definitive response.
So his lawyer-
Find out what
that's what's up.
You
Is the
have-
lawyer on the line?
No. You have, your lawyer doesn't know, you have to check, because, and then you can come back to us. But you have to check that you can get a conditional and when you will install it. But my understanding of the way the rules work, to get the liquor license, it must be accessible.
Well, there is an issue, like we were just talking about my building. You've been to my building. You cannot make it ADA accessible.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So, and we're, we're a 150-year-old building.
So one way or another, you have to give us
Find
something
out.
in writing for us to approve this.
Either
I will
grandfather-
do a conditional vote so that you don't, that we can help you out.
Yeah.
But you have to get us before our meeting on the 27th,
Yeah.
something in writing that shows us either you've been approved by the city to be grandfathered in, and we can give, and the state, we can give you a liquor license. The state will allow it as well, right, Mark? Isn't that,
Yeah, if it's grandfather, yeah.
if it's
But we
grandfathered?
just need to know.
We need to know.
Yeah, so as I was requesting, definitely I will go back and do that since I'm new to this.
I
area.
understand. And you can contact Zach or Onesh here, and as long as it's, give us time, I'm going to take a vote
Yeah.
I'm
today.
just curious.
And it is a conditional vote for us.
And temp for now, that's
But
all.
you can't you can't do, liquor.
Yeah,
You cannot have liquor.
so
You
this is,
can
a-
do your whatever you have wine and beer.
yes, that is
that-
already have permanent and this is already a running operating restaurant.
We understand totally.
You just
But-
can't bring out the tequila yet.
Okay.
Now,
Is the
if on the West
foundation-
Coast, you don't have to meet those, you're gonna have to
On
be.
grandfather building, you don't, but on a new building, yes, I do understand.
Yeah,
So
but
in this building, what I was told by the landlord, you cannot do, you cannot put light, you cannot put any signage, you
Right.
cannot touch
Yeah.
the exterior of the building
Right.
because of the, how the, it's a very
Landmark.
old building.
yeah,
But the ramp,
Well,
but the
okay,
ramp
the
is something else.
I think the difference is probably, you can't, if it's that old, if it's landmarked, then you can't put something permanent there.
Well,
But I-
that's what,
Yeah, but I don't know that you would be prohibited from having,
you're not, like the other guy
Yeah, that's
said, he
right.
put the ramp, he takes it away.
That's right.
When he has somebody
That's right.
accessible.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the operative word.
so that I can promise that I will get it within the timeline you will give me.
Okay.
It might not be prohibited, but it might not be required either, because he's already an existing business.
I know.
So the upgrade might not necessarily kick in the ADA, because he's already operating.
All right, so
But
we
we
have, to-
need to find out for sure.
we need to know.
So
So if it is approved, grandfathered, or he's going to have a ramp that he temporarily uses, can I see who would approve this application?
Either way, right?
Right, all right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Whatever that's to be.
Is that everybody?
Yes, everybody. How do you like that? Then so get it to us.
Sure.
Figure it out.
But,
And tell your lawyer to move, you can't have liquor, but you can't have liquor until the authority approves it anyway. But you're still on wine and beer, okay?
Yeah.
But you've got to get the letter to us,
uh-huh.
the proof, one way or another.
Before the
And then we'll vote on it at our February meeting,
Yes, all
okay?
stipulations,
So-
we recommend approval upon receipt of that information.
So the permanent liquor will be approved only after that?
Yes.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be, even if we have a
We still have to wait till the
condition,
27th.
but it has to go to the big meeting anyway.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this would, and then it has to go to the state liquor authority, and you could hold your breath, right?
Wow.
The state
It's
liquor
take,
authority
it's
has to
gonna take a
approve.
while, so go to work.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
So if you
Go
want
to
to
work.
get your stuff in before,
Very
the
good.
full board meeting this month, the full board meeting is on the 27th. So you
Yeah,
have to
so
get it in before
Can I
that.
have your email? or-
Yes.
So,
Even if it's not required, it's ethical to
I
get the
have,
grant.
the next one,
200 chambers?
Temporary.
let me see.
That's right in the-
I don't think, have we had any complaints? Oh, here it is. I got
The outside of
this.
the car.
Let's see.
Okay.
Do the renewals yet?
Yeah, here are renewals. The renewals for Tribeca.
There's
I have a
material.
question on one.
Please,
So 50 Barrett,
please. We could do I'll be glad to do the renewals till the end. I'm happy to get everybody out of here. So the next one, thank you, Inej.
206 West Chamber, the 200.
All right.
200.
Where do you want, I guess we'll hang out over here. Packet was in the middle of the table, I hope you didn't
Anyone
mind, a little messy.
So where are we? 40?
Right, 206.
206 West Street.
On the West Side Highway.
Yeah,
thank you.
where the palm garden is now.
Six.
Yep,
That's not, we can share.
Yeah, last time I was here. it was half-
Yeah, you want mine?
No, no, we got it.
So you're a large venue.
You want mine?
Yes, it's over 70.
Thank you. I just want to say.
So
Oh,
here are your hours.
It's right off the west side.
You're pushing it.
Yeah, we're already
Building though.
willing to amend what was on the packet.
As
We
long
got
as
1
that-
a.m. next Sunday can't be.
I know.
Not 1 a.m.
We'll get to that in a second. I just want to say a few remarks for the record. My name is Phil Dorn, attorney.
Sorry, Bill.
My left is Nicolas Condelli. He's the owner and operator of Virus. He will be taking over the space that was formerly the Palm on the West Side Highway. Space that, no, there was a different applicant before that never ended up, filing with the liquor. This is a separate application, separate tenants altogether. Nicolas owns a few restaurants down in Florida. He's opening one that actually just opened this week, I believe, in Midtown. It's opening next month in March, in Midtown. All the same concept. It's an Argentinian steakhouse, so he will be continuing the method of operation as a steakhouse over there in Tribeca. Nicolas met with the condo board, he met with the president and vice president of the condo association and building. They had nothing but great things to say.
Wait, which one?
The condo board of 200 Chambers. which is
Remember the
best-
condo board that
Yeah.
complained about the.
Yeah.
They complained for the last tenants.
They were.
And they're not here tonight because they love Nicolas. They really, they
But
had
I
a great.
don't have any signatures.
No, we didn't do signatures because we knew how important meeting the condo board was. That's,
Do you have a letter?
Do you have a letter from them?
no, we don't have a letter from them, but they're, as you guys just pointed out, they were here the last time to speak out. They are not here tonight.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I can try to get something between now and the full board meeting.
Yeah, you've got 2
But-
weeks, it's okay.
Considering the history,
Right.
their absence here really doesn't mean anything to us.
But all our applications, we request petitions, signed petitions.
All right, well, we chose that our form of outreach was meeting the
That was
condo
cool,
board.
but that's fine, but they signed something there.
We need to
Okay, I'll-
document
I'll
it.
work on getting a
Yeah,
letter.
please.
It's worth noting that there really aren't that many residences in that area outside of.
We understand.
So,
That was the whole point, but it's in their building.
right, and that's why we went with the president.
Phil,
And because we had the other history with them, we need to have something to back it up.
Understood.
Show that
Understood.
you got it.
Just to highlight a few more things about the application before we get to the discussion.
okay.
The place is fully soundproof. It was soundproofed by the Palm. Nicolas is working with a sound engineer to further soundproof the place, just to make sure that everyone is comfortable and happy. The hours we originally had put on the packet, 1 and 2, 1 during the week and 2 on the weekends. First of all, we understand that Sundays are 10. We've come to know and love that rule of this community board, and we're happy to abide by that. As far as the remainder during the week and on the weekends, we're even happy to scale that back a little bit to 12 and 1. That is, what we feel is reasonable in that neighborhood. Ultimately, this is a steakhouse on the West Side Highway. There's not a single other restaurant within 500 feet of this place. It
Yeah, we
is
know it.
soundproof to the nines.
So you're gonna have tango once a week. You're gonna have classes, you put.
No. So the tango, I was waiting for that question. The tango is professionals only. It's not for patrons to be dancing. It's for hired
Show?
staff.
It's a show.
It's not a show. There's no ticketed event. There's no start time, end time. There's no extra money that gets added to your bill or no ticket, anything like that. It's just while you're dining, there will be a professional dancer to really set the ambiance. to set the- Sure, it's entertainment, but it's all at conversational level where it's meant to be in the background while you're enjoying your steakhouse.
Tango in the background?
Yes, yes. Now, I know to us, it might sound bizarre or silly.
Have the experience in order to.
It is part of the Argentinian culture. It's something that Nicolas, really prides himself on is Argentinian culture. And it is really just meant for the enjoyment of the customers while they're enjoying their
Last
steak.
tango in Argentina.
You soundproof, you what, the community's thrilled, the hours. Everybody look at the hours.
2 a.m.
And we will take up. It's not gonna be,
Be amended for what I just said.
Okay,
It would be
good.
10 on Sundays, 1 AM,
Did you
I'm
discuss?
sorry, 12 from Monday to Thursday, and 1 on Friday.
Did you discuss the hours with the residents as well?
Oh, yeah, we discussed those hours.
Yeah, and they were okay with those hours?
We discussed everything. They were okay with those hours. They were okay with the tango, the music.
well, we're gonna give you the hours we're giving. We agree, we're fine. One,
So live music and DJ, explain.
Yeah, so the live music is just part of the tango experience. It would be a violin, or perhaps an acoustic guitar, no amplified music, no bands, no anything like that. It's just part of the background. The DJ, let me preface, both of those, are background music only, cannot be heard outside of the establishment. The DJ will be only, and we can stipulate to this if you'd like, only from 5 PM to 8 PM. It's not for late night, it's not for partying, it's just to really set a mood, set a vibe for if someone comes and wants to have a cocktail after work.
so, one question,
Stipulate that timeframe.
Happy to.
she does. Are you going to have what we call buyouts? You're gonna have events? That's my question.
Parties or?
Will you have complete buyouts of the establishment, but, private party?
Private parties.
If somebody makes an
Wedding.
offer.
Buyout place.
Very infrequently. It's a large place. There might be big
like
groups,
people
but
consider
to
it
buy out the whole
one
place,
tree.
it's very infrequent.
Well, it's not even buy out the whole place, but on the holidays,
Companies.
you're gonna have a large
Christmas
venue,
party.
a
Yes.
Christmas party or
Well,
whatever.
if it's not buying out the whole place, then what?
Well, we
isn't
call
that
it,
Isn't that just a reservation?
no,
What-
it's a party. I mean, it's a big party.
No, but he's right. It's pretty much, let's just say that's the whole restaurant. is-
Right, I mean, private party where it's the whole restaurant, very infrequently. We'll say once a month, it won't end up being that much. It really won't, for 12 times a year, but
So stipulate.
That's fine.
Yeah.
are you okay with
But
that?
it means you gotta manage traffic.
Right, because the point is that you can't, we have loyal customers.
I'd rather we don't. Yeah. We'll give you, how about if we give you 6?
6
A year.
a year
Yeah.
for a place that has no establishments within 500.
said you wouldn't.
We said 12, we said once a month. Yeah, I mean, it might not end up, but we wouldn't want to
Well,
break
have
the sticks
lots
over
of,
something.
All right.
Thank you.
That's what you should.
No, it's, 'cause, my committee is much nicer
Thank you,
than I
committee.
am.
Oh, I meant to correct that as well. Total typo.
Oh.
Total typo. There will be 2 televisions, but neither will be used for TV, and we can stipulate to this as well. So part of the floor plan, and I can walk you through it if you'd like, part of the restaurant that's closer to Chambers Street will be a cafe, and those 2 televisions will be used just to display the menu. No, I mean, changing it around from what? From what? Palm had?
Logistics.
No, the TVs will be used for menus. In the-
If Argentina's in the World Cup.
If Argentina's in the World Cup, we might make an exception for the finals.
I would think you would.
I'm sure you will. But that's not the issue.
All right.
So does the cafe section need a separate license?
No, it's all one premises, it's all contiguous, it's all
Okay.
They
connected.
just rearranged.
Just, yeah, there will just be a little separate area where
When you
people
go
might
in.
have coffee in the morning and they might have
Okay.
a pastry, something like that.
Any other questions?
So
And
the
that's
beef is from Argentina?
Yes.
Have you ever had beef from Argentina?
I have.
There used to be one next to the public theater.
So,
There was an
Orange
Argentinian
venue still?
restaurant.
It's in
Yeah,
there,
it's
it's in
now
there.
like
We had one.
30
in,
years
uh,
ago.
On Greenwich.
It was fabulous.
Are there any,
There was one on Greenwich, but very briefly. My daughter's married to an Argentinian.
there's no outdoor seating?
There is outdoor seating.
He has
There's
his own.
5 tables on there's a little nook. I can pull up the Google Street View if you guys would like. There's a little nook on the corner of Chambers and the West Side Highway. It's like almost, the building becomes convex. It's like tucked into the building, so.
Yeah, why don't you pull it?
Pull it up.
Is it more on the west side, highway side? or the-
Does it exist already? Or did it exist prior?
No, the Palm didn't have outdoor seating.
No, they didn't.
No.
They didn't.
No, she said no.
No.
They did.
Will that just be cafe seating or restaurant seating?
It's for the cafe, but the liquor license extends for the entire premises. But
But the outdoor
There's
seating.
a lot of students that walk back and forth.
this is, yes, everything, they had our packet, they had everything. So this is the West Side Highway, this is Chambers, right, and this is the little.
You wanna just the rest?
They'll just have a few
Bill?
symbols in there, yes. Oh, there we go.
Chambers, that.
Come around.
Okay, so if you type in, 200 Chambers, that's an easier way to look at it.
I live on-
That right there is Orange Street and the West Side Highway. That's where the entrance to the restaurant is.
Right on the west side.
That's correct. So then if you click, so go to the right a little bit. Oh, yeah. Man, your computer.
That's the same side as the entrance to the building.
Right, so this
It's
is
on the
this is the entrance to the residential.
Right.
If you go closer to the west side, highway,
It's here.
you'll see there's this little nook in here.
Oh.
And right there is an exit to our kitchen. So,
Right.
and this is behind these glass windows.
So that's square.
They will be. So just in this little
Because
nook.
there's a lot of students that walk back. that
Oh,
wouldn't- shouldn't
Is that
affect it.
within the means boundaries of the property? Or is that city property?
I am not actually sure about that.
Makes a difference.
Oh, of course, and if it's on municipal property, then we will be applying via the new dining out program. And if it's,
Outdoor seating.
and if it's within the lease line, then it's within the lease line.
Can you find out and let me know?
Sure.
Thank you.
That way.
That building, that's not is that the condo building or the office buildings like that's?
That's the-
It's no office, no, it's all the condo.
For me, the deciding thing is if everything he's saying is assuming is accurate, the approval in writing from the condo people would sway me to say go 100%.
Okay, so he's going to get it.
Okay.
And
Including the
And,
approval of that outside,
Including what?
that they approved
boundary
outside.
lines from the outside.
I mean, I just want to play out this scenario here. What if, because condo boards deal with politics and sometimes they are hesitant to put things in writing. If that happens where they say, we support, but we're not going to put it in writing, then what?
They can call us.
Call Odeja or Zach or Susan.
So, the parents want to just email the letter to me or send me an email?
No, he's saying if they don't want to put anything in writing.
Call them.
No, I know, but still, what if they don't want to, sometimes they don't like to take
I
stances.
can't imagine after this whole group came before us, that I really,
They were
I
vocal.
can't.
Oh,
That they had, and they were hostile, and we were very supportive. When you say to them that the committee is asking, and all we're asking is
For their
that the board
protection.
has no problem with this restaurant. I'm not asking for them to give you 100% approval, and if they can't do that, we got a problem.
Right, so, okay, so two questions. One, it's okay if it just comes from the condo association president?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, and
I don't need thousands of people.
again, if they say no, then I need to understand what the scenario is here because.
They say no, then you
Just
need to get signatures like everybody else does, one of these petitions that you see in our
I mean,
application.
Because the individual residents are not, they're not beholden to the board president. They have the freedom to write their names on the.
Oh, of course, of
So
course. I guess my point is though that because this is not a 500-foot case, I mean, we're gonna proceed.
I know you
anyways.
are, but I.
What is the
know
reason
we
you're
have
not wanting to follow our application process though? Let's get.
No, he's saying
that's-
opposed to residents.
Of course, we follow your.
And like, it just seems like you keep going to different ways to not get
He's-
signatures, when every application we receive has a list of signatures. It's just-
Miriam, he's well-trained. He's Max, he works with Max.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, listen.
Why didn't you say so?
Anyway, Bill, listen to me. I can't, I don't know the politics. I know that they could come out. I can't imagine they're going to give
Well,
him
neither
trouble.
can I, but as a lawyer,
I know.
I have to protect the client. So if it doesn't, if they don't get it.
Stand out there and get the signatures from.
That's what I said.
That's all. People can find it. Somebody will say.
Especially like that mother who,
But,
like my children have to go.
It'll be all right.
but I need you guys to understand that this is, like I said.
It's interesting scenario.
Well, you said that they were all supportive, so like, on the surface,
Right?
I believe you, but we have to have a little more than, just like as a lawyer, we need more than just you saying
You
that.
need documentation.
Of course, that's hearsay.
That is hearsay.
I'm a little bit more skeptical
but just-
now after
if
the
it-
last 2 minutes of conversation.
Again, I just, I try to understand what happens if it doesn't.
I'm going to, we're going to vote, but it's going to be contingent on us receiving something from.
So it's disapproval if, this letter is not received by the full board.
Something, not-
And
And you're gonna go forward and I'm gonna go protest and we'll do the whole thing.
Well, that's
Well, I won't protest, but I can't, this is what bothers me.
Right.
Okay? I can't believe if they love the concept, that they can't write
Oh,
something.
I
And we're not asking for thousands of things.
I agree as well, but I just, in the off chance that
In
doesn't.
the off chance, we'll deal
Is
with
it,
it.
is it sensible to have a disapproval on a non-500 foot case? That's my.
I would say you would probably give you another month to get the signatures.
Okay, so can that be the condition?
Yeah.
Not a disapproval, but if the letter isn't received, then the
Yes,
applicant will come
yes,
back.
with no problem
Good
whatsoever.
negotiating.
Okay.
And please find out about the
The seats and
release
bounds.
line.
So
Yeah,
we just
thank
say,
you.
you just say you have until the March full board meeting to get these signatures?
Well, no, I'd like to bring it up now. If he can get it, for Christ's sakes,
Yeah.
let's get it done with.
That's how either.
I understand, he has to have a
All right,
decision.
I'm calling the question with the stipulation
Second.
and everything. All in favor?
Yes.
See?
As contingent.
Yes, yes, we know.
All right, thank you all.
So bye.
Happy Valentine's Day.
So Max, that one was.
The hearsay I got from Judge Milian.
Coming from.
The window behind me, and I'm not closing it.
I'm just feeling.
Otherwise, I'll drop dead.
We don't want that.
There's a giraffe.
Thank you,
Oh.
thank you.
Pressure.
Okay,
Well, after we have.
now we have you.
What's going on in Cedar Street?
No, don't I have
Did I hear Cedar Street?
Did.
40 Wall Street.
Have 40 Wall, hello, come in.
Okay.
I heard wall and.
That's true.
Oh, I know you, come up.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay. You have the little pizza place.
Oh, no, we have to.
Are you 100 Wall, 40 Wall? No, you're different.
It's not 41 though, I'm sorry.
I'm your signature.
40 Wall is where we had that
Harold,
meeting
not 40.
about 20 Exchange that time.
That's where we went down to the basement.
Yeah.
Is 40 Wall here?
No.
I guess.
Isn't that Trump's building?
Yep.
Yes. He took his name off.
They told you to say more, I think, right?
Yeah, but it's still his money.
164 Pro Street.
Okay.
Oh, politics.
Okay,
shall
so
remain
we're gonna put you down because this gentleman is next. You'll be last.
So we're doing 100 Cedar?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Are
no.
you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right down the street from, it's right on the corner of my house.
Okay, have packets. Don't know if I have enough for everybody.
You can share.
We'll share.
This is the place on the corner that was empty,
It's.
right across from the park?
It's, yeah.
Oh,
Right,
It's
okay,
here.
okay. It's Cedar and Broadway, right?
It's Cedar and Church.
That's what it said, Broadway? Oh,
It's Cedar and
Broadway, Cedar.
Nation.
Does anybody need, I have
Yeah, we said Broadway, Cedar, and Thames.
Hold
That's great. Yeah, I'm There are pictures in here? What's the front of it look like?
Pat, it says also 115 Broadway.
Thank you.
Okay. Ready? That's what she said, church.
I'm sorry.
Hush, 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 hush. Please.
First of all, I just have to tell you one thing. When I was a little kid, I did a lot of stupid things, and one thing I did, I stood in front of a mirror, and I always tried to turn around fast enough so I could see the back of my head. And I could never do it. I practiced and practiced. Your camera is delayed.
Yes.
So if I'm sitting here, I was just trying to do it. Being very careful. Yeah. Happy, and I almost like this.
I'm
It took
sorry.
60 years.
How about some mirrors?
No, so it's
Um,
Trinity, it's church.
Donald Bernstein, counsel for the applicant. My client is in there, Steph Koff, who
is opening a Grand Butchery as we speak in Chicago. He has a number of them in Manhattan. He's opening in Chicago. He's opening in Miami. There's another one that's opening on Trinity and Thames and Broadway. So Emil is on the screen. He should be on the screen. Just there in the process of opening in Chicago. Emil has been in the restaurant business in New York for, I believe, 11 years.
His name. What's his name?
Emil Stefkov.
Better get him on.
Emil, I have
Emil
moved you
Sitka.
over. And you may unmute and join the conversation.
Okay,
He
I
opened his
believe
first,
I'm unmuted.
Yeah, we haven't called on you yet. Donald speaking. Let him go.
Thank you, Susan.
And then you can speak if you'd like.
He opened his first restaurant in New York, I believe, 14 years ago. This is going to be a French restaurant with an omakase room. It is in the building at 115 Broadway. If you look at the floor plans, you will see that the restaurant is rather large. It occupies it's huge. It occupies 2 floors in that building, and it goes all the way on one floor from Trinity Place to Broadway, and then also borders Cedar Street and Thames Street. The building is an entire block. It's a very commercial area. It's not a residential building. Across from Thames is not residential.
Excuse me, I live
It
there.
is.
Careful.
Yes,
Careful.
It's a very large restaurant, as are his other Grand Butcheries. The total number of seats is 612 over those 2 floors. The hours of operation will be from 8 a.m. until midnight on weekdays and until 1 a.m. Friday and Saturday. There will be exterior seating. One of the principal reasons why Emil is taking this space is because Thames is going to be designated as closed to vehicular traffic, and the DOT will be considering our application for seating on the street with appropriate clearance for people to continue to walk down.
So in addition to the 600 people, more people outside on the
That
street?
includes, that's.
So, I'm sorry, so you mean he wants to put an outdoor shed on?
It's not gonna be a shed.
No, it's not a shed, but he's gonna use
Yes.
public street.
Yes.
Public that I voted against, because I knew this was going to happen, that he wants to use a public street for his private business.
Which will be permitted by law. It's not, it's permitted by law.
It's supposed to be a public.
Community, what is the benefit to the community?
Benefit of the community is this is a terrific restaurant, and it's a place where they can go.
No.
There's gonna be plenty of space, free meals, you'll have to ask Emil. That's not my business.
Let's see.
And also Trinity,
Look,
that's.
any restaurant is gonna have some benefit to the community in that people can dine there. I mean, this has been around for a number of years. He's got a very large Pops outdoor seating on 53rd Street in Manhattan. Totally different. The point is that people go there. People like going there. They enjoy sitting outside and eating. So he's going to be offering that.
Well, it's a dark.
Dark street.
It's a dark street during the daytime.
And it's got
And most people, let me.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Most people will not be there in the daytime. It's cold and it's not very pleasant, I don't think. It would be at night, that's where the real issue is, and that's where the traffic will be and the people will be. And it's a problem for us, but I can't see not giving you a restaurant, you know. Mariana.
2 questions. How many people they intend on putting outside? And have you ever applied for a cabaret license? Because it is required with over 600 people.
The liquor license is considered a cabaret. It's a cabaret.
You're applying for a cabaret liquor license.
That's just what they call a certain size. It's nothing to do with dancing or entertainment.
No, I understand that. It's because of the number of people.
Because of the number.
Yeah.
The roadway seating will have 116 seats.
A lot of people outside.
And on the other side of Thames is another commercial building owned by the same landlord as 115.
Yeah, the twin buildings. I lived right there for the last
Are
40
we allowed to
years.
do something about the number of people out? That's a lot of seats
I
on
mean,
sidewalk.
restaurant has been there for, like 20 years, 50,
So,
somewhere in there.
well, there are issues, there's traffic, I don't understand what's gonna happen and how all these people are gonna.
They're
go.
closing that street.
Well, but how are they
The
gonna all
city
get
is
there?
closing the street. We're not closing.
Oh, no, I know that you're.
We're not,
By the way, just so you know.
More insanity by the
We've done a
city.
traffic report, we've commissioned a traffic study, which you have. We've commissioned a sound study, even though it's not a residential building. But just because of the size, we wanted to make sure we covered those bases. We sent those to the office this morning, so you'll have their studies.
So the real question is, I guess the drop off will be on Broadway. and
There can be drop off on any of those streets.
Streets.
Because we have
Except-
entrances on Trinity, on Cedar, and on Thames, there'll be entrances. So it's not as if all cars are gonna be dropped off at just one location and lead to congestion. They can even drop off on Broadway, so.
Oh, no.
It's Uber,
Trinity,
it's Uber's,
Down to one lane of vehicular traffic and a bus lane. You cannot have that.
I actually don't think there's an entrance on Broadway.
Okay,
Because of the building.
okay.
Our main entrance will be on Cedar Street.
So that's where it'll be.
it's not the drop off, it's the Uber is sitting there waiting,
Thank you. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
sitting there waiting with their flags up.
See, the street is this big.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Well,
And double parked and
I mean,
No, look, we could have staff monitor that.
and we have World Trade Center number
What-
5. gonna
Are
start.
you gonna be on Church also?
It's such a large venue.
We Stipulate the cars be on Church. What's the other street?
Trinity, Thames, and Cedar.
Oh,
They won't have any cars because they're
No
closing
cars
it
can go
off.
there. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So what's
venue,
the other-
thing is, the venues like this large, we usually request a traffic, I'm sorry, a traffic plan.
It's in.
It's in there?
Yeah.
We sent it to the office.
I didn't see it.
No. so-
Did we analyze it?
We can,
Haven't signed the lease yet.
Can I,
Yes,
since Emil is on, can I just ask if he wants to address you and? if you
Sure.
don't-
The plan is in this thing we have?
No, I sent it to the office.
that's in the
Oh, I
office.
know.
It's in the packet that I sent you guys all.
Okay,
That's what I thought.
thank you.
Yeah, Mark, since you were focusing on C of O, this place has no C of,
That's what I just said.
yeah.
No,
We apply,
Right,
we applying in connection with the work on a C of O that has.
yeah, but it's not there now.
Until they get a season.
Well, we can't get a C of O until it's built,
We do.
and we can't wait until it's built to apply.
No, we
So
do.
we have to do
The
it.
SLA will, I understand.
They
that.
won't.
Yeah, they won't, so I'm not worried about that one.
They won't what?
They won't approve without a CSO.
The SLA?
Yeah,
No, they don't care about that anymore.
they don't anymore?
They changed their rules. They issued an advisory last year that said they no longer require certificates of occupancy and no longer have
Well, they
licenses.
can't open, I mean. we
Can't
see-
open without it.
We can't open, so I'm not.
But we can apply with it.
So,
I'm sorry, can Emil, if you would like to address.
Emil,
Yes.
you don't have to, I know we're
that
a
a bill?
foreboding crowd, but if you would like to address us in any way, you're certainly more.
Of course, first of all, thank you for your time and thank you for letting us join through the online link. And so Donald already said something. So what we are doing with our concept La Grande Boucherie, which we already did in Midtown on 53rd and 54th Street, which is also a big restaurant, which also includes the publicly owned private space, the Pops. So it's approximately the same size like this one in terms of capacity and square footage. And so it already exists 3 years there. We are also opening a similar format of La Grande Boucherie now in 2 days in Chicago. So also we are opening in Washington, D.C. in a bank building 1 block from the White House, and also in Miami Beach in south of Fifth. So the approach that we have is that we are looking for let's say landmark locations that we hope to turn them into beautiful restaurants. And
as it's this large format comes from the idea that we see the restaurants they become like the main gathering place, like for the community, and just like before the cathedral were, and we literally have the same approach. We try to build them in a way like they used to build the cathedrals. So we use craftsmen from Europe, we use craftsmen from local craftsmen, and we meticulously build them like the approach is like we are building a cathedral. We even made a movie about the build out of La Grande Boucherie in Midtown. So in this particular case, these two beautiful buildings, which are 100 years ago, one of the most beautiful buildings in New York, Gothic style. The owner approached us and he offered us to open La Grande Boucherie there. Considering that Theme Street, the owner was initiated that of those two buildings, and for the last few years they were working with the city planning and transportation, and finally they achieved the approval to turn Thames into a pedestrian street. So we negotiate this location for like 3 years or something, and we were waiting for that approval, which was finally given to them. And obviously the city envisions to have some sidewalks on the Thames Street. This is a huge space that spans all the way from Broadway to Trinity Place. So I don't know the exact length, but one long block. So it's therefore we have this large capacity in terms of seats, both indoor and outdoor. And so we believe we're going to create something really special, really beautiful here, just like we are doing. So we hope for your support.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So here we are. You know my view. So what are your issues?
Whose issues?
Here.
The traffic plan doesn't really address I mean, it says the location without adversely affecting traffic, parking, pedestrian conditions. I don't see that possible. It's such a large venue and such a small amount of space to drop off, and there will be Ubers and the like just double park there forever. But there's so many patrons there.
Yeah.
And it'll be single park, double park, so that has to be addressed by how you guys are gonna mitigate that, with your personnel.
Mark, you see when it was studied? What period? What month?
Former American Stock
Doesn't say.
It was recent. I'm sure it was recent.
Yeah.
Go.
The photos are recent, but how can we,
Well, I think he analyzed,
I mean,
he did a study based upon the anticipated number of seatings and how long people would sit, and the number of cars that there would be each hour, and during the peak season. Not everybody's gonna drive or be driven in an Uber. There's a lot of public transportation nearby and people are gonna come. So you evaluate what percentage might come by public transportation, what percentage by Uber, what percentage is coming from the neighborhood. And he was, he concluded that because of the various drop-off points and the frequency, that it will be able to sustain the traffic that's coming. It's not like event space where 600 people are coming within 20 minutes.
But he can have events here.
Not many people are buying out 600 places. It's not a wedding venue. The furniture's there. It's not like it's being moved out and he's gonna have a big wedding. I think Emil told me that in 3 years, he's had one full buyout for Grand Boucherie. So that's not the operation. It's an ebb and flow of people through the course of the night. You have a peak.
Yeah, I don't
then
think
it tends to-
I think that's true. I don't have any, I think that's correct.
I don't think it's the my problem is aside from this huge venue, is the street, 10th Street. And I said this when the board, voted on it.
that it's supposed to be a public street. It's supposed to be for people to sit outside and have lunch. There is no reason why a private entity should have access to use that. It's our tax dollars. It's our street.
Well, that's a different issue.
What you said, what my
But
issue,
even if
that's my
it's the
issue.
law, I'm wondering if we have some purview to talk about how many people, because that just seems like a dangerous situation.
Well, how many
Over
have
100
you
people
told
on the
us?
sidewalk.
How many are gonna be on, wait,
The plan is to have in the roadway 116
That's
seats
what he just said.
at 58 tables.
Let's take it up the whole street, and it's supposed to be a public street.
Well, it's not taking up the whole street, it's going along,
Most of it.
not even the full length from Broadway to Trinity
It's
Place.
still
We're gonna pay something to the city to use the street. I guess, I don't know what the regulation will be, but just like all outdoor sidewalk cafes, they're using public space to do business and to provide service to the citizens. Like, I believe it's going to have the same treatment.
we understand. It's not against you per se. All right, I want you to understand something. The problem we're faced with here is that it is a street that will lose public access. And there is, and I don't know, and I'm just thinking whether we should, which we've done before in places, right, Mariama, you know where I'm going, that you give us something. I don't mean food for free, that's not what I'm talking about. But that we have, that there is a place for at least 30 seats or for the community to sit and be, that you will provide. I don't see that.
First of all,
Yeah.
you know, two tops. So you're talking about a row. He wants to say something. Two tops that go along this way. I just want to be clear about something. We're not talking about tables from the building going all the way out to where Susan is. If you look at the plans, you have two deuces and they go along the length. The rest of that street is clear.
It's 116 seats.
Taking away access from the community.
Susan still has access to the street.
I just wanted to bring up,
To ride my bike?
Yes, you can ride
Remember,
down there.
it's not just
Push your
walking.
stroller.
If there is something, people like to sit, okay? We've had this before with places. It is a concern when people, I can hear out over my shoulder, that there is some, that if I want to go sit there, there's no place for me. Nobody's provided for me. The friggin' city's not gonna do anything. So I'm asking that you think about when you do this, I will, Emil, I will figure out to discuss it with you, that you figure out some area that you can carve out that won't infringe on your restaurant, but that at least allow, if I want to go and sit down on 10th Street, I can't imagine I would without wanting to eat there, but if I wanted to, there should be a place for me. as a
also Susan,
Yes.
so they try to make the analogy where they have the place on 53rd and 6th Avenue. So just, I mean, it's pretty, that's not an analogous situation because there's so much more space there and there's no residents over there. It's just a couple of blocks past Rockefeller Center. So it's not an analogous situation. I just wanted to make that clear.
Wait, Jean, and then you can vent.
If I can respond on this request.
As it happens, there's a lot of doctors, in the building nearby, on Broadway. And my husband and I have to walk down this street a lot to get to the bus that goes up, on Church. On Church. And, it's very difficult to go down this small, street, even with nothing, on it. And when you're talking about amenities, if they wanted to put benches on the sidewalk for people who have to walk down that.
Well, they couldn't do, I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
There's no place to
There
sit.
has to be,
There's no place to walk. You end up in the street.
Well,
because it's so narrow. I
Did
can't
you look at
imagine.
I did look.
You see that the seats extend from here to here. You see this?
Yeah.
You see this? It's the whole block.
Yeah.
Yeah. The seats extend the whole block.
So,
Could I?
can't imagine how people,
Could I respond to
people
this?
on Eastern side jump in.
Let Emil talk, please. Let the,
Okay. So, what was mentioned before, that there should be some public seats, I actually like that idea. And we already have that. This is actually regulated in the POPs, in the publicly owned private space, that we have a cafe in Midtown between 53rd and 54th Street on the so-called 6.5 Avenue. I personally love pedestrian streets. I think in Europe, there are a lot of pedestrian streets. I think New York lacks pedestrian streets. So I think as much as we can turn streets into pedestrian streets, the better for the city, the better for the residents. So I support the idea of pedestrian. That happens more and more in the future.
We have a resident here.
The residents are saying they don't want that.
Yes, we don't want.
She's the.
I've lived here lived there 48 years. We don't need this. But anyway, and I like your restaurant. But
I believe this is probably subjective opinion, but I think that we should take more from the cars and give more to the pedestrians. But anyway, so
what about Trinity, the restaurant?
what was mentioned, we are very happy to if we are allowed. I believe because the one who operates the Thames Street, who's going to renovate and reconstruct and got the permits and everything and has the deal with the city about it, it's our landlord. So what we're going to do, we're going to suggest to our landlord that what you mentioned, and we are very happy to provide, I don't know, 30, 40 seats, whatever everybody thinks it's reasonable. Just like there are on POPs on the where we operate La Grande Boucherie in Midtown. I think in that case, there are around 44 publicly owned seats. In this case, our landlord there is providing them and operating them. In this particular case, M Street, we are happy either us or the landlord to provide it. So, but I believe for that, there would have to be permission from the city so we can place them. But I'm very supportive to that idea.
In Midtown, the street is not closed though.
Yeah, this street, so the seats on 10th Street are only going to be on the sidewalk? They're not going to be in the middle of the street?
Ames is on the roadway.
Right, the roadway. So my question, when we were discussing closing the street in the first place, which I was completely against, because I lived through 9/11. I lived through before 9/11. I lived through 1983. I've lived there for 48 years. So first of all, when we have the next attack, how are we going to get out? Because that's one of the streets that we use to escape, number one. And number two, if you have all your tables in the roadway, how are emergency vehicles going to access? Because that was what we were told, is that roadway, the seating was going to not be there all of the time. I think they're going to remove it in the evening so that if we had an emergency, we could have emergency vehicles access that street.
Donald, I don't think he can answer that. Donald has to figure it, I mean, that's what we were told, Donald.
I can't answer that other than the fact that it's closed for vehicular traffic, so.
But not emergency vehicles.
If the city gives a permit for the use of that for seating and making a determination that that's its use.
I think.
Well, they
I
can
personally
change,
am gonna.
if they make
I'll
a
let them
determination,
finish.
they can change it.
It's ridiculous.
You're gonna force people, like my husband, to walk a whole block to get to the bus.
Walk down Thames, it's not closed for
You'll be
pedestrians.
able to walk on the sidewalk. They're just putting the seats
What,
in the
10,
roadway.
15 feet, what's the clearance
still-
after you?
It's still too crowded. I mean, he's in a wheelchair. I mean, how?
He's in a wheelchair?
Yeah. how-
Oh, that's a different matter. That's a different matter.
So, everybody, there's no problem with the concept of the restaurant. Problem is with the space. The problem is really with the outdoor space.
And with the parking and with people, because I know Trinity, lovely Trinity, which we love, that restaurant has been there, like I said, for 20 years. You know where it is right in front of Zuccotti Park. Everybody knows that restaurant, which is another thing. It's like you're gonna take away business from that restaurant. But anyway, the point is that they have parking. They have, cars coming and parking. That is a very, very tiny street. And the city has closed that I cannot tell you since 9/11 how many times, you know me, I've gone out there yelling and screaming in the middle of the day or middle of the night because they've closed the street. The city has closed the street for some reason.
So,
And World Trade Center #5 is going to be constructed soon. And the former American Stock Exchange right across the street on 10th
so,
is about to be.
And Jean makes a very good point too, that 111 Broadway has a lot of doctor's offices in
Right,
it.
it does.
I understand all of that. So here we are. Okay? We have a dilemma. And the dilemma is, we'd like to see, I have no trouble with the
I
man.
need to go someplace else.
What?
So I don't have a dilemma, they need to go someplace else. It's not the right
He's not
location.
gonna go someplace else, and that's not gonna happen. So the issue is my
Haven't signed the
issue.
lease yet.
We get out of it.
What happens to us? What do we get? Because you can do the fight, and I'm all for that, but I can't say no. And then we have shit, pardon my language, because that, the SLA will do us in. All right?
They can agree to a closed street, the SLA? I mean,
No.
The
DOT
SLA, it doesn't matter, they'll give him
They've
the
already
license. And it
And I voted
absolutely,
against
they
that.
don't give, they don't care.
Should
It's
have
the
voted with
state.
me.
So everybody, we need to figure this out. We need to figure it out. You can take the fight, but I can't not, we'll get screwed. I know it.
I'm not saying anything else. I'm going to the.
I know. And it'll have to come before the full board, So this is us. I think that the plan, Mark's plan around the traffic, Donald, has to be better thought out. I think that's important. I think there has to be something that is put in around real access for pedestrians.
And
That
people in
has to be
wheelchairs.
thoughtful in some capacity for ADA accessibility. That's really got to be considered there. And then I think Emile is fine with it. There's got to be some give back to seating, at least decent place for people who want to sit there and.
Can we at least cut down the number of tables? This is a huge amount of tables.
And they have Zuccotti Park.
I mean, they have Zuccotti Park
A block away.
a block away. They don't need all these tables.
I don't have any trouble.
We can make some sort of compromise that where it's fair to the community.
Donald, you and Emile have to talk about it. I know it's all numbers and money and all of that,
It's being shoved down on
but
throats.
I think if you could make it smaller and give accessibility, I think that would certainly help.
Well, I just want to know, I mean, I think the thing, let's vote on it, and I think the thing is that we need to find out whether this, because we were told that this was going to have emergency vehicle access. With all of these tables here, I don't see them taking them in every night.
I don't see how they could.
Right, so I don't see how we're gonna have emergency access.
Of course, it's gonna have emergency vehicle access and there will be enough space for emergency vehicle. If you want, we can present that better with the transportation study, as well as the disability and everything. I understand your concerns.
Emile, the fire engine that's right down the street, there's a firehouse a block away, is gonna be able to go down that street?
No.
I be-
Not without giving up some of the roadway seating.
Gotta give up some of that seating. And I can't
So-
imagine my husband in a wheelchair or me pushing him through all those tables.
So Donald,
There's clearance.
all right, so I don't want to vote this down at the moment. I really don't. I would like to figure something out.
Sorry.
But I don't think we have enough compromise here to make it work. Do you want to come back next month and figure some of this out and talk to the city? And we'll deal with it. I mean, there's something very wrong. I don't want to mess Emile up. I really don't, but there's no accessibility. It's
And I
just,
would
and
get
it's
neighbors
too
to
much.
come
It's
and
too many people.
I don't agree there's no accessibility. I don't agree that people can't get down. I mean, wheelchair or baby carriage, well, there's plenty of there's plenty of clearance. You may think that there are too many seats. I understand that. It's a large place. That's a subjective determination. It's not a right or wrong thing. No one's trying to shove anything down anybody's throat. This is Emil's plan. He's very experienced. He's got outdoor space.
I don't
in the
doubt it.
restaurant. Although I do understand that you've got these concerns. So Emil, they're asking you if you want to come back next month and see if you can make space accessible to residents through you or the landlord.
Yes.
And continue the discussions. The only thing I have to point out is just, we have to file with the state local authority. We cannot wait a month because they're taking 12 months to approve application.
You
They're
can't
taking-
file without us.
They're taking 7 weeks to issue a filing receipt. When you send an application up, by the time, it takes 7 weeks to get to someone at the SLA before they.
Oh, I know, you're not.
I'm
sorry.
So the only thing, I think I can't get I don't think, in all fairness to everybody, Donald, February luckily was a short month.
No, but I'm sorry. Where are the signatures? Where's the?
Well, there's nobody who lives around.
Yes, we do. There are people, it's going to affect us in terms of traffic.
I'm sorry.
And so 55 Liberty Street, there's all kinds of residents that live around there. So there's nothing that, there's been no input from the community, from the residents that live there. I know the people in my building would be pissed off, the people across the street would be pissed off, the people around the corner would be
So
pissed off.
my suggestion, Donald, is rather than have a kissing contest, let's come back, reduce some of the stuff. It's just too much.
There's also that high school.
It's too much. It's too much.
I'm sure
And I'm gonna walk it again. I did it before. We're all gonna walk it. I give you my word of honor. We'll go out there.
I think the minister
There's
would
gotta
have.
be some compromise. So you're gonna have to wait a month. Otherwise, I
You
can't get
can't wait a
this.
month to file. I'm telling you, I have to file the application. That's not gonna affect your, well, hold on. Wait a second. It's not gonna affect your right to have a voice because you're not having a 500-foot rule hearing for 3 months. I can't hold this application. Neil is looking to build out and open in November, December. I don't even know if I can get him an approval by then. I can't not file.
Well, then
So
we're
the
You're
only
not gonna be
thing,
prejudiced because you're gonna have plenty of time if we
well,
come back. and-
the only thing we can do, and my committee can correct me if I'm wrong, and Mark is my old hat, is I can put in all the things that we find wrong, that we don't find wrong with the restaurant, but it's a large venue, the parking, the street access, the too many problems in the street, not that we don't want this, and that in good conscience, we can't vote for, we can't give it a positive. Nobody's gonna vote yes on this here.
We could do a conditional no, like we could do no, but if
There's
in
too
March,
many,
in
there's too
March we'll
many,
change
there's
it.
too many things. I mean, the scenarios would be,
And I will be talking.
is that we, one scenario would be that we voted down today and
voted
voted
down
down
today.
in the full board. We don't want that, you don't want that. It's not good.
Emil,
So-
they're suggesting we come back because.
But if
if
you
they
come
vote-
back next month,
Yeah,
if you agree to come back next month, we send a letter to the SLA saying,
This is,
we're waiting for more information from you, so we're not gonna consider it, so filing is like,
That's fine.
you know,
I think that's fine.
you know, it's like a move, it doesn't make any sense
I
to
agree.
file.
Well, no, it does because it takes 7
I
weeks.
understand, but.
I understand your timeline, but you could still wind up getting a negative resolution after you file next month. So
just.
it's up to you whether you wanna do it or not.
Would wait,
you
Donald.
let
And then
me-
Donald, then we have to give Donald
He's trying to-
exactly what we want, the transportation issue, the resident signatures, because there are residents around there, and the issue with the Thames Street seating stuff.
Can I bring up one more point
So,
to add on to Mark?
So, but I mean,
The community
I
get
can't,
back.
I can't give you advice, but the scenario would be that we've informed the SLA that we're waiting pending a decision, is an abeyance based on, information that we still need to collect
We
in
can write
order
that
to make
later.
I wanted to make a determination.
We really have to.
So-
They're not making a determination so fast.
Yeah.
You know how long things are taking there?
We understand that, but,
Applications out 14
But
months.
we will write a letter.
but we have to do our due diligence before we can approve or disapprove.
Susan, if it's mainly the background music, then just the subwoofers, I mean, unless they're already built in there, if there's really, that's something that's really would go against the background music thing, so that's just like a small
the
little
SLA.
snippet.
Correctly, could say if the suppose the applicant has decided to file
I
before.
want to say something.
He's trying to say something.
Well,
Neil's trying to say something.
Could not be considered.
Maybe you can
Yeah.
mention about the subwoofers.
Yeah.
Be held in abeyance.
Can we hear what Emil has to say?
Remind me.
Well, Mark was trying to get us to figure out what our letter was gonna say. That was-
Okay, but Emil's trying to say something.
Emil wanted to.
Neil, go on.
So we are happy to come in 1 month and address all the concerns that you have. I would appreciate if you can share them with us in written, so we know exactly what concerns we need to address. And one by one, we address all of them. I just want to say something. I've been in that street many times, visiting this place. It's a very grim street, like kind of dark, you know? And
Yes, dark and.
And grim,
Black-filled
it's a perfect
and
word.
shadow.
Yes.
Yeah,
I said it.
And we like it like that.
it's a weird street,
I've lived there 48 years.
which I think that the city will turn it into a nice street. I think will contribute to that. We wouldn't otherwise open a restaurant on such a street, never. And so I think that altogether this will be a positive thing. I know for sure that there are regulations that we must match in terms of like the street being accessible to emergency vehicles. The street also every morning will be open to supply vehicles and so on. So it's expected that in certain conditions, vehicles will move there. Then indeed,
If someone's having a heart attack, you can't pick up the table and move it. That's not okay.
And Neil,
the tables will be
figure it out, we'll come back. We were going to write a letter to the SLA saying we're postponing it because there are a number of issues for us. Mark had it in his head and hopefully Onesh has it on tape. And I think that there has to be some give here in terms of numbers for the outside as well as the space for us. And I hope that I don't share your faith in the city of New
Right,
York
exactly.
at this moment in time. I am afraid they're gonna shit all over you, if you'll pardon my language. They just don't have the capacity to do anything.
All the
And-
brains.
And that's why you hear the anxiety in the committee and all of us. It's a real issue for us because we don't trust the city to do anything. I mean, they've been, it's like the Wild West.
Look at Donald saying how long it's gonna take.
I mean, well, that's the state and the city. The
Yeah,
state
but
is something. Mary,
We have to be very,
you
very
know,
clear about
we have to-
unobstructed through traffic for emergency
So I think
vehicles,
what we'll
not
do
where we're
is-
gonna be moving the table. That's,
So I think what we'll do is, I'm gonna get an architect to measure and get you clearances. So you know exactly what the distance will
That's
be
fair enough.
from the table to the, so let me map that out.
So fire truck.
But let me also just say, from my point of view, I just want to say that from my point of view, yes, great. I am angry because it is supposed to be a street for the public. It is not supposed to be a street for private usage by a restaurant. I just want to make that clear. That is my point.
but
And
it's
that
a
is-
public, it's a public street, just not for cars, but for pedestrians. But of course, it's a public street.
No, Emil, we know.
It's supposed to be a plaza.
The city has been duplicitous, to say the least. And so this is what you're hearing. It's not against you per se.
No, it's not about you
And
personally.
please understand that. And you're.
Yeah.
I voted against the street before I even knew about it.
The city made a policy decision that some people don't like. I understand that.
It doesn't-
That public spaces, including tops,
But
sidewalks,
this is,
streets are
but
used.
you have to also hear
No, we do. I
who
think
this
we do.
community is and what we've lived through and
we got
what
pushed around
that
like
peace
people that
is
don't
for
think they
everybody.
was destroyed.
And it's not done yet.
Right.
So that's what you have to hear. And so we're gonna postpone. I think it's better for all of us. We're all gonna walk, you get your architect, and you'll come back, and we'll get you on first on the agenda. Okay, all right, give you my word. Fair enough?
Okay.
There.
Thank you. Good, Demio. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Next time.
Bye-bye.
Also, I mean,
I gotta get something.
I mean, I know.
Thanks, Donald.
Okay, thanks, everyone. I appreciate your comments. I think it was very productive.
We tried. We're not out to do anybody in, but
Understood.
it's, you know.
But last comment is, may not like it. But, you know, this outdoor seating, it's like the public uses it. It's not Martians that use it. It's, you know, the public. can enjoy it.
No, but
What if you get your pictures also of his outdoor space?
No,
in
but
Midtown?
when they came to us about the street being closed, they said it was supposed to be like, because I was completely against it. I said, there's a park a block away. What do you need to close our street for? You know.
There's very few streets where cars can go west, east and west.
How crazy we are because we've lived through 9/11. We need to have access to be able to escape. That's number one. And the traffic is horrific there. And they're also doing a project on Trinity. There's an infrastructure project. So now we're down to like 2 lanes. I don't know how long that project is going to go on. We're going to have World Trade Center number 5 a block away starting, coming down Cedar Street is the only access. And we have construction going on.
One more after.
Right now. I'm sorry.
So Donald, thank God I sit next to Francis. I want you to think outside of the box, okay? And have Emil think a little outside of the box.
It's giving me homework.
Smaller outside, and maybe not every friggin' day. Maybe you scale it back a bit, and it gives the community access, and big time and the weekend, nobody minds it so much, and blah, blah, blah. But think about figuring that out and his numbers, all right?
We'll see you in March.
Yeah, goodbye.
With the delay, if you turn around quickly, you're gonna see yourself.
2 mirrors, 2 mirrors.
Thank you, Donald.
So the other thing I used to do, I always wanted to collect, I used to hold a pencil.
Okay.
So look like Kirk.
Tape.
He's dead.
Come up, I'm sorry you had.
There's one like him now.
I'm sorry.
I like my kid, he doesn't.
I can tell.
For 164 Pearl Street. It's a sushi concept restaurant there. Casual.
164 Pearl?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it open? Between what and what?
Yeah, between next to Wall Street and Pine Street there. This is Wall, this is Pine there.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
You did?
I did, I walked by myself. My son was so excited.
Got nice places outside.
There used to be a Poke Spot. I am the owner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm the owner of Poke Spot store though.
Oh, okay.
I know where now. Yeah, and Poke
So-
Spot doing well there.
So you want liquor? for wine and beer?
It's beer and wine though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's casual.
I was very excited.
Yeah, because
I have
you know, my poke, we have so many
Yeah.
all over that area, but sushi, we need because
We
my-
don't have good sushi.
we don't.
And we like sushi.
I don't. People out of
Yeah, we order.
They pull so many
In Chinatown, we order from.
Yeah, it's not like typical takeout sushi, more like a dining one. It's a little bit different though, like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like what?
Like those, it's not like those old fashioned sushi though, more like, naminori, the option one. It's a little bit different.
Oh, the nor with the seaweed?
Yeah, but the hand rolls though.
The hand rolls.
A lot of hand rolls.
You don't make the regular rolls?
We make it, but it's different shape, like 4 pieces, bigger pieces though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And like that triangle one?
Yeah, it's for the seaweed outside, biggest pieces.
I don't have any trouble.
Biggest-
Listen, guys, have you read this? Because I have no trouble with it.
No, let's go.
All right, second.
Yeah.
All
What
in
do you-
favor?
We open the soft open on the top though.
12th of
We open though.
March?
February, where you open though.
You opened on the 12th of February.
Yeah, February.
Telephone number. Okay.
It's,
Should you fill it?
we'll
Yeah,
go.
we do it.
Yeah.
We don't have a menu yet. We probably just gonna give a scan, the QR code for the scan. Then.
You should have a menu.
Oh, no, yeah, I'd like to read
Thinking,
them.
have a menu.
We're gonna have it.
But I mean, we could order tonight. You're open.
Yeah, we open, yeah,
To what time?
to 10. But last call is
We gotta
9.
go.
We okay, right? All right, you're okay.
You're okay.
We took a vote.
Good luck.
I need you to vote, everybody, all in
Yes.
favor.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry to
Thank
wait
you.
so long.
It's worth the wait, right?
Unanimous.
All right.
Excited.
Luzo,
God.
are you Luzo? No. Oh, hello, you just came because Tammy told you. I said, no, I meant you've been here all the time. I didn't mean you.
No. I'm here to talk about the FCC bill, A 842.
What?
We have a few more things before we leave, everybody, please.
So this is 164, Pearl.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going home and calling them.
So Luzo didn't show up.
If you make it in time, we got more stuff.
You know, I've been in that place. Agreement them for the new.
I agree with you. I don't think that I think they put in enough notice too. I think the community would have been willing if they knew about that.
Has been.
All right. Everybody. Luzo's is not coming. They're not here. So let's go back to the agenda.
Well, are we going back to,
Yes.
item number 2? Item number 2? Assembly bill, okay.
Yeah. Here.
Are we voting on anything else?
Well, you're supposed to come up with a resolution. Assembly Bill A8427A.
Please explain this.
Right.
Oh, well, if I could, if Francis and I could explain it, it would be,
Gabby was doing her best to help us, but she's gone now.
But this lady is here for this.
Right, I'm here for that.
Oh.
so do you want to, you can sit at the table.
Okay, thank you.
Tell us
I
your
did
name.
actually put something to, I didn't make a package, but I did put.
Get,
take my notes.
pass it out.
Okay, there you go.
Tell us your name, please.
My name is Leslie Clark. I'm with West Village Residents Association.
Good,
I'm
yes,
family and
I've gotten all your emails. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's, I live in in Greenwich Village. I normally do with CB2. It's interesting to watch you do the same thing I do all the time with CB2.
Just work with us.
Thank you.
I don't even understand half of this.
So with a group called Few Up, which is deals with the open restaurants problem in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like many neighborhoods, our neighborhood went from 200 sidewalk cafes to over 900.
Yeah.
So there you go.
What
Anyway.
about the cannabis?
That's another issue. Anyway, I just want, I'll try to be short.
Okay, that would be great.
All right, and I think I'll start backwards, which is there have been a history over the last few years of adding temp licenses on. And the first one was 2021. It used to be you could get a temp wine and beer if you were outside of New York, right? So they extended it to New York in 2021. In 2021, 2022, they said you could get a temp OP,
What's an OP?
a full-on liquor license, on-premises liquor, right? But not if you were unlicensed for 2 years prior, right? So the idea was that you had to have been a restaurant, a bar already licensed. This bill is gonna get rid of that, right? This bill is gonna say, we don't care. You can still get a temp OP if you have been previously unlicensed. And that, to me, is the Rubicon that we don't want to cross. And I'll explain, don't have to tell you why, if we don't want to cross that Rubicon. Which is that previously unlicensed spaces we're losing them all the time. I did a study in CB2, 2017 to 2023. We lost over 100 previously unlicensed spaces. And that was everything from laundromats to a hat store,
Yes, exactly.
to a daycare center, to a woman's shop.
Makes sense.
We lost 2 farms. And I don't have to tell you, and you live in these highly saturated licensed areas, it takes you have to walk further and further to get to that laundromat. Further and further to buy a newspaper. Further and further to go to a pharmacy.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just going like crazy. This bill, and let me just sort of walk you through what it is that I think is the problem here. And by the way, I should say I checked this with an attorney. who I worked with before on SLA matters, from the point of view of the residents. I've talked to people at community boards, I've talked to other community leaders. What happens here is, yes, if somebody wants to get a temp OP on a previously unlicensed base, they do have to come to you. They do have to come to this room and talk to you, right? And they do have to go to a 500 foot fence. As soon as they get a positive, public interest statement from the administrative law judge, they got the license. Before they go to the SLA. Now, I understand what the problem is from the point of view of a liquor, from a restaurant or a liquor license attorney, which is that there is a huge backlog in Albany. I get it. That's a different problem. The SLA has got their own problem. But the solution is not to shoo in people because they've got a backlog. And here's the other problem with this, which is, it used to be if you wanted to get information out of the SLA, if you're somebody like me with a community group, or somebody like me who's just got a problem with an application down the street, I could get a FOIL back in 3 weeks. I could get that information I wanted. I could find out if the ALJ had made a report and what it was. The last time I asked for that, it took me 6 months. I got the information in January for an ALJ report that was written in July. Now, what would happen if they got an ALJ positive report on this thing? And I wanted to go to the full board on that. What if the ALJ overruled the community board? You wouldn't know about it. I wouldn't know about it for 6 months, but that restaurant is up and running. Up and running in what might have been, you know, a toy store, a stationery store, something that's useful to me in my.
A hardware store, that's.
Hardware store. Can't get keys made anymore.
Hardware store.
The other one on Chambers Street closed.
Right. So I understand that there's a backlog. I do. That's their problem. My problem is that, well, I happen to live at the corner of West Fourth and West 10th. I no longer have a dog in this fight. There is not a single location that way, that way, that way, that way, that is not licensed. And for me, that has been a shoe repair, a florist, a bodega, a dry cleaner, and a clothing store. Right? All licensed. All licensed. My view is, and I share this view with other people in the community, you might share my view here also, that this is a line you don't want to cross.
I agree, but I am absolutely floored that Harvey Epstein is doing this. Because nobody knows why. He is now in the state assembly from your district.
No, he's actually, I've got Deborah Cliff.
Oh, we do too.
He's
Harvey
the
must be up.
74th. He's like east side, like, Third Street, Avenue
Very
A.
liberal guy, Mark.
CB3, yeah.
Well, so what do we do?
I'll tell you, I will, by the way, I'll give you, since I know a lot of people, because of Q-Up, I know a lot of block associations on the East Village, and they are also stunned. They said, this guy was our friend. He even tried to get a bill introduced in the assembly that would include wine and beer in the 500-foot law, which after all, it ought to be, because the fact is, when you're looking at the circle of saturation in your communities, it's not just full-on OPs, it's also the wine and beer.
Find out who's donating to his campaign.
I don't know what's going on with him, but one of the reasons I wrote down here, better hours, what happened is he wrote to a member of a block association and said, don't worry, you'll get better hours from this bill than you would get from your community board. Well, that is not true. And that's why I gave you the second sheet, which is the current SLA guidelines.
Yeah.
Which are that on your temp license, right? Any outdoor space closes at 10 p.m. on Sundays through Thursdays and 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, right? Under the new rules, which we've also looked at very carefully, that would be midnight across the board.
Right.
Every single day of the week for outdoors, every day, right? But here's the problem. This is like a teaser rate. These are only for the length of the temp license.
Right.
As soon as that thing goes for its full life,
It should apply to the free.
then you get the later hours, whatever you're gonna get from the floor, right?
I said that the
Let
same
me
day.
ask you a question. Have you written a resolution for your community board?
No, I haven't.
You board.
Shall I? No.
But I agree with her.
Is CB3 refined yet?
CB3 is very interesting. I know Susan Stetzer, will she? I don't know.
Yeah, I know Susan very well.
So we all do. We'll talk to Tammy. We're not gonna write a resolution tonight. I mean, I don't.
It's too much.
It's too much. We have to figure it out and I'll have to sit.
Well,
down.
do you mean we're not writing the resolution, or do you mean we're not voting on it?
Well, I think we vote.
Okay.
I think we should vote and then figure out the resolution.
Is this pending legislation?
Yes,
This
it's
is-
pending.
Oh, okay.
It's pending.
You know, the
So-
timeline?
And by the way, I just want to add one more thing. There are 200 pieces of legislation pending in Albany right now. One would abolish the 500 and 200 foot rule.
Yep, I know.
That's number one. Yeah, what?
They don't
Yeah.
follow it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, it's a speed bump, basically. And the second one would make it legal to serve alcohol across a bike lane. And that is actually currently,
So
SLA guidelines now say you cannot. Of course they do.
it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's dangerous to the bicycles, it's dangerous to the weight.
Don't they do that in your area?
It's
They do
dangerous to
fine.
serve a glass of water. I mean,
No, but I mean,
it
it's
should be,
dangerous.
I know that. I agree, but I always have, I'm just confused that it's definitely dangerous to serve alcohol across, but then what's the, I mean, it's also dangerous to serve
To serve anything.
a soda or a glass of water.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, go on, Leslie. I didn't
No,
mean to interrupt you.
and perhaps the least, I mean, of my arguments, my big argument is previously unlicensed spaces. I mean, it really is. It's actually heartbreaking to see our neighborhoods losing.
Businesses, yeah.
It's not gonna stop.
It's not gonna stop.
It's another nail in the coffin.
But which is it's so weird that, as they advocate to have more people move in and make it more residential, they're taking away all of the amenities. Or they're making it so that amenities leave because they can't afford to stay. They can't open up a
smoke spot or.
Right, they gotta open up
To
smoke.
their
shops.
death, and they forget that they're people
People
who
who
grow.
live-
it
everything
down.
that on the.
So,
Sorry.
my proposal would be that we are against this bill in its totality. I don't see any way, we could support it. It
Right.
really diffuses
Right.
whatever,
Power, little power.
whatever guideline or authority we have.
Leslie Clark.
Leslie, I would, Leslie, write a resolution and
If
And
you'd
then-
like me to draft something, I'll send it to
I
Tim.
mean, because
Why don't you do?
she was on point with everything.
So why don't you do it? We're gonna vote.
I wondered if you had a copy of the bill. I have a copy of the bill.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right.
It's
Leave
just-
us, leave us with a copy of the bill.
How is this gonna work?
We should
We're
vote.
gonna vote.
I think.
Hey, everyone, listen for a second. How's this gonna work? We're gonna vote, in opposition to the law as written, but then next month, state specifics.
Well, no, I think we're gonna get, if Leslie writes something, we'll look, I'll get it out to everybody with Tammy, and Francis. I won't be at the February meeting.
And then it'd be new business, or then it'd be new business and
I
a
think,
Who wants a copy of the bill? You should have it.
That's,
Right.
I didn't understand that until she explained it. That was really confusing.
It's designed to be confusing,
Yeah.
it's.
I read it. I said to Francis when we arrived, I said,
I think that the theme would also have to be, and this should be in the resolution, that the bill also takes away local grassroots institutional knowledge of the neighborhood to be able to make decisions.
absolutely.
So that should be like upfront,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Leslie's gonna send us a draft.
whatever it's said.
That lovely lady, Leslie.
Excuse me, Chief, and Leslie had a question.
What's the deadline? When do you?
Oh, we're talking about next
When
month.
When do you need the information?
My deadline is Friday, so that everybody, not this Friday, next Friday, the 23rd, so that everybody has a chance to
23rd.
review it before the 27th, all right?
Or are we talking about, is this something that can be delayed till next month?
Well, I want to start, I want to get it started. And I want a sense of the committee that we're in.
Well, we're gonna vote on that now.
Yeah.
That we would like to take a vote that that we are
Opposed.
opposed to Assembly Bill A8427.
Does it have a Senate companion?
It does. It's Senator, this is another thing that's very peculiar. It's Senator Ramos from Brooklyn. She did the first two bills. She's under all three of these bills that would extend temp licenses. Epstein actually voted against that. It's one of these bills.
Well, what's the reason?
Don't ask. All right, so that's.
I'm sorry, are they doing an informational session? I mean, what, they're not explaining to the community why this came up in the.
We never do that. They just do what they want. You know,
You know-
that's why the cities go, and the state's going down the toilet. They just do it and there's no community input on anything.
All right.
I mean, that's.
Thank you.
Not a bunch of idiots up there.
So everybody, can I say that we
Call
are
the
in
question, call the
agreement?
question.
In favor of- Yes,
Second.
okay.
Anybody opposed?
No.
Susan, I have your email. Shall I
Yes.
send it to you also for you to distribute to?
Yes, send it to me and, Tammy and I, and then Onej.
Okay, great.
I'll get it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Sitting through all of it.
I do it all the time. I've never done it somebody else's.
Let us know if you talk to Susan.
Supposed to discuss.
Yeah, what she's done. Well,
Oh.
People on
Well, the sidewalk cafes.
What about the sidewalk?
We don't have I don't have them in front of me. It's online.
No, I printed it out.
Where is it?
Testify.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Sidewalk cafe.
Yeah. They didn't give proper notice. They couldn't have.
Something that I will pull it, I understand he wants to do business, but Trinity Restaurant has been there for 20 years and he just going to.
Here it is.
Destroy them, yeah.
It's 5-05, revocable consent review process. It's in there.
And I like this.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you, Leslie.
We need a hardware store.
Here it is.
Yeah, we need a hardware store. We need a lot of things that we used to have that we don't have anymore. We need inexpensive restaurants and this is not it. Don't need.
We need an expensive
this.
one.
Inexpensive
Oh, yeah.
restaurants
Yeah,
and
we
this
don't need
was,
this.
that's not it.
I mean,
Don't need this at all.
the Indian place
So,
on Church.
It's on March 15th,
What about my?
For that bill?
for this.
Oh, for the bill you have up now? Okay.
so
Oh, what is this?
that's the sidewalk cafe.
That's number 3.
That's our 3 on our agenda.
Is there a proposal?
Where is that?
Well, the
Piece of paper you have?
proposal is,
This one.
I thought we were gonna do this at quality of life. Isn't this the one Zach emailed us about earlier?
I didn't read it. I
Say, is it okay with you to put this on?
I didn't read it because I was at work. so I didn't go to work.
Let me see if I can.
I thought I'd read it later. Statement of basis and purpose on the post rule Department of Consumer Worker Protection.
and the rules are not here. It doesn't, it's not the bill.
Well, we wouldn't have anything to do
The
with.
purpose of the rule, it says.
Oh, I thought this was the one about smoking in outdoor restaurants. Is that one?
Is
Here
it
it is. It's a
505?
piece of it.
So
Is this about smoking?
It's a piece of it.
that's part of it, okay.
I didn't read what Tim said.
So the smoking part at least was supposed to get added on to our.
If you're not supposed to be, you shouldn't be smoking
Right, in outdoor cafes.
in
and
outdoor,
all.
anywhere
Right.
outdoors.
I mean, I
Either
have a
pot or
question.
vape or whatever. I mean.
But I have a question. You can't sit in an outdoor, you can't sit in an enclosed shed and smoke. So why is it necessary to have a?
Maybe people have been doing it anyway. and
But
then-
but you're not supposed to, so I don't understand what you need a room for.
I know there used to be some outdoor cafes that were grandfathered. Not in the sheds, just actual outdoor
For
cafes.
example,
Small,
place.
solid cafes.
And I got to smoke in the cafe on Pearl Street. I
You
mean,
can smoke there?
well, it's fucking cigar place. Pardon me.
But it's, the whole place is a cigar place. But what-
Some gonna get grandfathered.
It's supposed to be able to smoke.
Some places still can, yeah.
I still don't understand it. I have read this 3 times, and I don't think I have brain damage yet.
No, but
Yeah.
I agree with you,
They
because
purposely make it convoluted.
So,
I mean, in the language of the, I'm sorry, I can read, but I can't read, I can't understand the email address.
table contain packet first.
so our last thing that we have to go
We're
back
not
to
gonna
the
go put
agenda.
this?
Well, what are we gonna do with this?
I
Let's
think,
go fine on this.
I think we have to say, you're gonna bring it to quality of life, but we have to say.
No, we're not sure this is the same thing.
What is that one? Yeah.
No, I think part of it probably when it came to licensing, I didn't read the email to quality because
There's an email from Tammy, it says,
I think part of it went to you.
please circulate to the board and ask Pat and Mariama
I
if
don't
they
know
will
what
add
the
it to the
repeal
agenda
is.
to
I'm
do
so-
a resolution so we can submit for public comment. And then the next email says, it's from Zach, and it says, hi, Pat, Tammy wants to know if you would add this rules change to your addenda to do a resolution commenting on the change. The rule change will no longer allow smoking of tobacco and electronic cigarettes
Right.
in outdoor
Right.
dining
Right.
areas
Yes,
of restaurants.
That's not
The
this.
deadline is 3/14. Oh, that's not this.
No.
Okay.
And so, but again, I still go back to, I don't understand what you have to do when it's supposed to be illegal, but that's a whole separate.
Yeah.
Go back the other way. So this, go to the top of the list. This is this one. The Department of Consumer, it's up there, is proposing to repeal portions of Chapter 1, Title 6 of the rules. Now, what I don't.
We'd
know-
have to know what the rules.
I
are.
don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Licensing and sidewalk.
Related to the
And repeal the sidewalk cafe penalty schedule and certain citation involving sidewalk cafes, blah, blah, blah.
I think
But
Zach
we
has to
don't
read
know what
this.
all of those
Right.
are.
Yeah, we don't know what this is.
So,
I mean, are they talking?
oh,
about-
one is, here it is. You have to, it's every licensee except those licensed to operate a sidewalk cafe as described, must conspicuously, have the license, okay?
You mean it has to be displayed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Having no fixation must exhibit the license upon the request of any person.
And it has to be. Okay, that's fair.
All right?
It's the place.
So that exists now, they wanna repeal that.
No, that's.
They're saying that they want to implement it.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Every licensee
So that
licensed
occasion-
to operate a sidewalk cafe, blah, 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 is required to post a sign by the department, includes information, a license to how to file a complaint,
Do the,
So what's all this is about?
the maximum number, a lot of specifics about their setup.
the maximum number of people,
Tables, chairs,
everything.
on the sidewalk.
It's absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Yeah, none of them have done this up until now. So we're in all favor of that. The second and fourth rows labeled, blah, 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 related to
Respectively, the table containing paragraph.
or repeal.
Rules related to the violations of several.
Those are gibberish.
We don't know what's
being done.
Cured the first time.
Right.
It sounds like first time violations are, because they said they. For which an
Opportunity.
Cure a first time violation is available. They want to repeal that.
Mhm.
So they don't want to give
People a
like
chance.
warning
Yeah.
on the first.
I like that. Don't give anybody a warning.
No, I don't think that's fair.
I do.
Oh,
I do,
Yeah.
but to.
The
they should
regulation,
know.
I mean,
There's
no,
so many regulations.
so many regulations and they nickel and dime every small
Hey,
business.
I
I
think you
mean,
should let them have a warning. and
One
if they don't
warning is not.
All right, so give them a warning.
yeah.
So they want to repeal it.
Have to actually.
So we gotta, our comment would be that we support all the top stuff and we're against
Yeah,
the
the,
repealing of.
The warning, yeah.
yeah.
And I don't know what this, the.
Hey, hold on,
next
go
one
back on this, go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they repeal the warning, and that's just a money grab.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Related.
I guess it's penalties and money. So,
Right.
They're running out of it.
No
Everyone's leaving.
notice that you weren't supposed to smoke. This is new.
No, this is different thing. The smoking is
separate from
gonna
the
be
smoking
from us.
thing, yeah.
This is about displaying your license and displaying.
I mean, sometimes the license is not displayed perfectly, it has nothing to do with the health or the safety of
Right.
anything, it's just a technical thing, so that there should be a warnings for something like that.
But they
Sidewalk cafe.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we do believe they should get a warning.
Yeah, yes, yes.
From,
Fair to-
Problem is,
from you.
everybody, there's nobody to give them the friggin' warning.
Right. They don't have any employees.
What's in any of this stuff?
Susan, you need to be going around, that should be your job.
We agree with
DOT.
provided they have people to enforce this.
Right,
That's another
right,
story.
right.
I was safety commissioner in junior high school.
That-
That's it.
Did you have a sash? Did you have a sash?
I didn't wear it, but I have a, but.
Your career.
That's my career, bossy, that's my career, bossy.
They knew it even then, just like you said, when they were 16.
You started that way, and then I'm gonna finish that way.
Okay, here is it. I understand the written and plain language for the discrete regulated communities. Minimize compliance costs for the discrete regulated community or communities with achieving the stated purpose of the rule and does not provide a cure period. The violation. So you should get a warning, then you should get a violation, you should have a period, but they're saying they want to repeal it all.
That's what it seems like.
What? I think that's what it says. So,
I gotta run.
oh yeah, you ran in, you ran out, but at least we have you on.
Two week-old kittens that
I want a kitty.
they don't have a mother.
Are you baby, a bottle feeding?
Bottle feeding.
He's very good.
I miss my
He's
kitty.
very.
Do you need one to give you a new one?
I have a.
I can't have a kitty because of my mother. She's allergic.
But he's not there.
It doesn't matter, you get
You-
in there.
Oh, that's right.
Believe me, I let my cat. My cat sleep in my bed, they sleep on the couch, they sleep all over.
I don't think we're gonna resolution yet on this one.
Well, I think we
But we
need.
have, it says we have to answer by March 15th, so do we meet again before then?
No, but I think we need further.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
This committee?
Yeah, we do, but,
No, but then if we meet, if it has to be by March 15, we meet, but we won't be before the full.
so I guess what we want to present.
We meet the day before.
Yeah, we meet the day before. What we want to say is that we think you should have a warning
Mhm.
and then you should have a violation. And you should be
If you're not
charged
sure,
with- if you don't follow compliance. That's what we
We
want
want to
to
note that we
say.
agreed with the other portions, right?
We agreed with the upper portions and then, but the,
I think it's unfair not to give you a warning.
I would suggest.
I'm ready.
You guys, take the opportunity between now and forward to really look at the different sections that you're worked on. And then just be sure that you have your.
No, I think
Bring this suggestion for what you want to vote on at forward.
What Karen?
The way I read this, it seems to me they're doing away with the penalties altogether. And that's why you don't need a warning anymore.
Oh.
That's how I read it.
Well,
She's the lawyer, yeah.
So the city, so understand something. With no penalty, it's called bafangu in Italian.
Yeah.
But then they could change it, she's totally correct. But if they say no warning, and then they happen to change the penalty thing, then it's already like grandfathered in, so I think it's a good thing to say one warning, just as a precursor to if they would want to change it in the future.
No penalties, it doesn't have any.
I happen to think that I would vote against having no penalties.
Yes.
I would give them a warning and I would have a penalty.
Okay.
I think to get rid of it is.
warning and then bang them with a big penalty. So that they,
Take
they
it
get it,
seriously.
so take it seriously.
Exactly, if there's no
You're gonna
penalty.
pull
It's
it,
like with children.
oh, I just got a warning, it was like, you getting so.
If you don't give children, if you don't follow through,
I mean,
right? You guys are parents.
so,
I was the softie.
you know, the whole program is
My
discarded.
ex-wife was more.
Right?
You gotta do it,
I think I said this, yeah.
right?
I mean,
You guys are fun of me, I was soft.
I mean, the only kid I have is my nephew.
Exactly.
If she said something and you didn't follow through, then why was he gonna believe you the next time?
Agreement, I mean, I'll call you.
They need to know there are consequences, just like in life, there are consequences.
I was strict about safety issues. But,
All right, now, everybody, I have in front of me,
yes.
before we walk out the door, oh my God. Onesh gave me, we have complaints.
About
What
restaurants?
about,
No, it's
I
just
didn't
for
do it.
the renewals. I usually look at the complaints over the last year.
55 Wall Street got a lot of noise complaints.
That's Cipriani?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, right?
It must be from outside though, because you can't hear anything going on inside. It must be the traffic outside, correct?
Yeah, some of it was construction.
And people lingering outside on Nash?
Time construction.
Okay, okay.
On the side, on William, not on
Because
Wall.
inside those walls are like
They have a
soundproof.
lot of loud music party.
Coming from outside the venue, really?
From Cipriani?
That's weird.
That's like an old bank, those walls are super
Aren't
thick.
they supposed to have their windows
stuff.
closed? If they have windows?
The music was whatever.
Maybe it's.
I'm gonna go take a little walk
I've
and see
worked there,
my
they don't
friends
have any outdoor windows.
and talk.
It's like an old bank that's self-contained.
And I'm going home to contact all my neighbors about this restaurant.
And what's 388?
I know Mary would have.
45 minutes.
What?
That's the new bar through, the one that burned down next to the penthouse, the new one, the new bar. That's from Park Place to Murray.
Oh.
Yeah, that
No,
one, that one bar.
there's one in the corner that has.
No, it's not on the corner, it's in the middle, it's next to the, Lenny's, it's right there.
It used to be like a
Benares,
place and they
yeah.
changed it into another thing. That's
Benares, it had, right now it has.
Barnyard or something, but.
Benares.
They're not,
Yeah, that's-
it's,
But it's next to the, what was that store that burnt down? It's right next door to that.
in the
The
sandwich
tent store,
place.
the tent store.
In the sandwich place.
Oh,
On
okay.
Park Place.
On Park Place.
They used to sell
The
the
Murray.
face
That's
jacket.
the only one that
Sorry.
goes all the way.
I know, right?
New York doll, whatever.
That's
No,
what it used to be like.
no,
There was a strip
no.
place there.
No, it's a strip place that they have.
There was a strip place there.
Exits.
That
as
must
people
have been-
drive.
By the Church Street,
Look out on either street.
Big lap dances.
by the church.
Yeah, well, yeah, and they reopened and actually there was some people, some residents came. because
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah. They said they were one side closed.
Right.
But the father Kagan, so we always
Yes.
have to walk by,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Right, right.
Okay, so I wanna know what happened to the smoke shop. Are they gone?
So,
No, it
No,
looks
it-
like
they
they're,
got
I
raided.
don't know what they're
and
selling
it
now.
was dark for like 2 days.
Right,
And then they reopened with a new sign that said smoke shop instead of what it said before.
right, but they still had that other little sign down talking about come in and buy X amount.
Because the first day was like 24 hours cannabis, they had a big thing,
Well, and they
Bogo.
They still have a cannabis, one of those neon cannabis leaf signs on the, King Street.
Did you
side.
guys call about the smoke shop?
So it's there supposed to be a smoke shop either.
Smoke licenses?
I don't know what, I didn't go in, I don't know what they're selling.
Right, I don't either. That's what I said.
But I was out, they had 2 TVs going on, the Super Bowl,
Oh, my God.
they had 2, there was nobody in there.
Yeah.
Right, nobody in there.
I'll trade you that for the
For the-
restaurant.
But now we have, there's one close to Fort, down the block, then there's that one, then we're gonna have
You're gonna have
the
one
other
that
one
used-
on
one that
the
used to
corner
be
on
there.
Gold Street here, and then we have the